Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Don Thomas Stadium in Exeter Township, Pennsylvania. This is Reading Raptors football, presented by the Flagship Network and B&B Media. Tonight, the Reading Raptors play host to the Mid-Penn Knights, who come in with a record of 0-5 on the season. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our broadcast alongside Joe Mays. My name is Max Gretzula. No Bruce Badgley tonight. He's out of Penn State doing a little spring football action, so It's a two-man duo here tonight as Raptors try to right the ship from a couple of close losses the last two times we were here at Don Thomas Stadium.
Yeah, the Raptors fell to the New Jersey Militia last time, 21-15. It was a rough loss, fourth in a row for them, but we mentioned last time those four teams they were playing, a lot of power. 18-3 those teams are with the last 4 weeks. This week a little bit different as they welcome in the Mid-Penn Knights. Haven't won a game yet, 0-5. Also have yet to score a point this season. But right now the Raptors sit at 2-4 in the playoff picture. Yeah,
they are in the playoff picture. Top four teams on each side of the conferences make the playoffs. You see the Reading Raptors with a record of 2-4 and the Mid-Penn Knights with a record of 0-5 on the season. So we'll have kickoff coming up next. Before we do so, we want to highlight a couple of things that obviously the folks are going to look forward to here in this game, and we'll start with the star tailback, Alexander Gooden.
Yeah, Raptors star tailback, Alexander Gooden. We've talked about it. Jersey ripped up a little bit the last few games, and he is having a number swap this evening. He will be wearing number 18, so if you're looking for Gooden to get the ball, check out number 18, not 22 tonight.
Change of a little wardrobe malfunction there after the aggressive running he's been doing. We'll give a quick shout out to our sponsors before we hit the break.
Today's game is presented by Just Chimneys and Stucco Remediation, TJ's Suds and Shine Mobile Wash, Kemp Disposal Company, Sly Fox Tavern, Vicky's Kitchen, Valvoline, Darkside Vinyl Graphics, Philadelphia Pretzel Factory of Muhlenberg, and Mike Baker Social Media Marketing.
It has turned into a beautiful day here in Reading, Pennsylvania. We will have kickoff after the national anthem and more coming your way next.
Service oil change in about 15 minutes at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Choose from a wide range of maintenance services, including a free 18-point maintenance check. Visit us online to find a Valvoline Instant Oil Change near you. Get a full-service oil change in about 15 minutes at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Choose from a wide range of maintenance services, including a free 18-point maintenance check. Visit us online to find a Valvoline Instant Oil Change near you.
What's going on, everybody? It's Marcus Pyers, wide receiver tight end for the Reading Raptors. We're here today at the Philly Pretzel Factory with Amy. Amy's the owner and operator of the Philly Pretzel Factory here in Muhlenberg. Today we're doing a promotional style event, trying to get people to come buy some pretzels as well as get some game day tickets. And maybe Amy can kind of, explain to us what she means by that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are super excited to be partnering with the Reading Raptors this season to support the team and also support our fans by making it available or making an opportunity available for you to earn some free tickets. And come to the games because you have a chance to win my shirt here. We will be throwing them into the field at every home game, and this could be yours.
So we're waiting for the little rivet bites, the pretzel bites, to come out of the oven, and we're going to take them over here, and we're going to break them apart, obviously because they stay together in the oven. So I have my little regular gloves on, just touch food and whatnot, but I was told I got to put my heat gloves on, so I got them on. We're going to wait for them to pop out, and we're going to break them apart. All right, here comes my man Daryl, super, super hot right here, bang! Puts them out, let's go break them up. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And here are your 2 free passes to one of our home games.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. So we play on this upcoming Saturday is our home opener. There's going to be food trucks there. The team's going to be, obviously we're going to be there. Should be a very eventful atmosphere. So hopefully we come see you come out.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
2 free tickets to one of the upcoming games. And our friend Mark is here. We'll tell you all about it.
Welcome back to Don Thomas Stadium, everyone. Max Gretzula, Joe Mays on the call with you this afternoon. Second week in a row we've been here in Exeter Township, Pennsylvania, to commentate on our Reading Raptors game, and it's been a lot of fun so far this season. Second year I've been a part of it, and it's obviously a lot of guys with a lot of passion. Number one, that's the most important thing when you continue to play a game, obviously not at the college level, but professional level as well. And Tanner White will be the starting quarterback this afternoon. It's been a back-and-forth battle this season between Charlie Maddox and, of course, Tanner White. And we'll see what White can do. 2 quarterbacks that are relatively undersized, but 2 confident players. And obviously back and forth, there's some mixing and matching going on.
Yeah, Tanner White getting the call here this evening. He also got the start last week, then got shaken up, had to come out. Charlie Maddox came in relief. I thought played pretty well after what we had seen a few weeks ago with neither of them really stepping up. Thought Charlie had a good time last week, but Tanner White getting the call here this evening again. But the Raptors are going to kick it off, so they'll be starting on defense. And again, we mentioned in the pregame, Mid-Penn yet to find the end zone or the scoreboard in any capacity this season.
So it'll be a Ponick to kick things off for the Raptors. And you mentioned it, Joe. They'll start on defense. And last week they had a pretty good defensive showing overall, both in the turnover category and on the scoreboard as well. A couple of guys to look forward to on the defensive side of things. Daxon. Oh, that's Dexon Washington to start things off, number 88. And he's one of the star defensive ends on this Raptors team. And he's been pretty productive all season long. Burgess as well at the linebacker spot.
It's Kavan Hope for the Knights who takes the return, steps out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. So we'll see the Mid-Penn Knights start their first offensive possession there.
Overall, it's been a back-and-forth duo at the quarterback spot for the Mid-Penn Knights so far this season. Carlos Baskerville, number 8, and Jackie Bowman, number 10, have gone back and forth so far this season at the quarterback spot. We shall see what that spot on the football field has in store here tonight. And it'll be Jackie Bowman to start things off at the quarterback spot.
Raptors have been led by their defense so far this season. When they've played well, the team has been winning games. They've been keeping them in games, especially the last 2 home games. We saw the Raptors defense step up, force multiple turnovers to keep them in the game. Expect more of the same here this afternoon at Exeter.
Yeah, Bowman, much like Beatty, who we saw last week, pretty tall quarterback, has some good size. We'll see what kind of arm he has on this first possession of the game as he hands to his tailback on first down. And it's a pickup of about 4, maybe 5, and it's Burnett Jr., number 0, who gets the carry. Ronald Burnett Jr., and we'll see how many tailbacks get an opportunity to touch the football here tonight. It's been on both sides of the football here, both the Raptors and the Knights, multiple players getting some touches, and we'll see how many on each side of the ball get fed.
Yeah, it's been Gooden and Shockley mostly for the Raptors. But right now we've got Burnett Jr., number 0, taking the first carry. He gained a modest 2 yards, so we're facing 2nd and 8 now for the Knights.
Backs to the right and left of Bowman. And he takes the snap. He's back to pass, gets rid of it quickly, and it's intercepted on the far sideline. That's the fault. And it's a pick 6 on the opening possession for the Raptors defensively.
That was Karif Hakeem. Those jerseys are messing with us, Max. That's number 19.
That's a long way away on the football
Karif
field.
Hakeem, that is tough for us to see. But, yeah, Hakeem gets the pick 6. Reading on the board, pending the PAT. So another great start for Reading, defensively stepping up, putting points on the board.
And you mentioned it, obviously, early on in the game. Defense has been a big standout spot for this Raptors team, and they show you why right there on that possession.
Raptors trying to get everyone in on special teams to kick the extra point. I would say the Mid-Penn Knights' orange numbers on white jerseys are not doing us any favors either.
Not at all. So Aponic will be on to kick the PAT. Can't take these for granted either. We've seen games obviously close with the result over the last few weeks, and that one is no good. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite the Raptors. We'll send it to a quick break. 6-0 your score early on.
Get a full-service oil change in about 15 minutes at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Choose from a wide range of maintenance services, including a free 18-point maintenance check. Visit us online to find a Valvoline Instant Oil Change near you.
First pass of the game for Bowman is a pick 6, and he'll get the Mid-Penn Knights offense right back on the field after the kickoff from Aponic. And I tell you what, great start for the Raptors. Had a couple turnovers last week, and they start things off the same way here tonight.
Yeah, the last 2 home games have not gone in their favor, and they've been holding on to a late lead or trying to overcome a late deficit and have a back-breaking penalty or turnover and let a win slip away from them. Off to a great start so far with that pick 6. Defense stepping up in a big way.
Aponic kicks off, and it's a low line, or drops at about the 20-yard line. And it's Hope on the return yet again. And he's tackled just shy of the 25-yard line.
Yeah,
and that's where the second
Raptors.
possession will begin.
About 4 or 5 Raptors in on that stop on Hope.
Burnett remains the tailback in the game for the Mid-Penn Knights. First and 10 from the 24-yard line.
3 backs in the backfield for the Knights, including tight end or H-back London Williams.
Burnett gets the carry, looking for some running room, spins his way, shy of the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of about 4, maybe 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down and medium.
Yeah, trying to establish the running game, especially after that pick 6 last series. Burnett seems to be the guy, but Hope and Williams also in the backfield.
Hakeem had the interception early on in this game. Obviously, last week, Truesdale on the other side of the football field as a defensive back had an interception as well. So the corners on this Raptors team have been playing up to par over the last few games.
Safety Karan Williams as well, also with an interception last week. He has multiple on the season. Raptors are dangerous on the defensive side.
And they show pressure here on second down. The give goes to the running back, and he's brought down immediately in the backfield. Washington was there on the stop.
That is Daxon Washington, one of the Raptors' key playmakers at defensive end. Throws him down for a loss of 2.
Yeah, there's a reason why we highlighted him in the open. He's been a problem coming off the edge. A lot of good defensive players on this Raptors team, both in the secondary and on the line. And obviously we highlighted Burgess as one of the anchors to the defense as well, number 8 in the middle.
I haven't seen big number 90 Marcus Slocum here this evening. He may not be available, but he's another big body defensive lineman that has been a terror inside at points during the games we've done so far.
We have a whistle.
First penalty of the game. Be remiss to say we've been highlighting defensive guys. Burgess has been number 8 for the Raptors. The 2 games that we've done so far, Max, he's been all over the field.
Number 10 on the
multiple
offense.
Sacks, multiple
That'll be a 5-yard
tackles for
penalty.
loss.
Remains third down.
Yeah, he's been a problem overall, and for obvious reasons. I mean, he has shown the ability mentally to be a leader, and he has a high football IQ.
And he's right there in the middle now, pointing things out as the Knights face 3rd and long now after the 5-yard penalty.
Bowman back to pass on 3rd and long.
He's
chased. Flushed out of the pocket immediately, has to fire, and he throws across his body. Pass is complete, shy of first down yardage, but a healthy completion there, his first of the game for Bowman.
Right there was Karan Williams almost stepping in front and making the pick before a host of Raptors brought him down. It will be 4th and short.
Yeah, it was Brajan Harris on the reception, and indeed 4th down and a yard to go. Knights will keep the offense on the field. Bowman. It was actually a direct snap to Hope. He's looking for some space.
Raptors flying
to
the ball.
First down yardage.
They're going to say no. Yeah, direct snap to Hope. And he tries to follow Burnett on the lead, and the Raptors were all over it. Stopped him a yard short. Get to see the Raptors offense now. We mentioned Gooden sporting a different number than he has the first 6 games of the season. He's wearing 18 this evening. Tanner White, the quarterback's number 9. The Raptors are without one of their starting linemen. Shaq Walker went down last week with a lower body injury, and turns out it is a broken leg, so he is done for the season.
We have a whistle and another penalty marker down on the field. I think this one's going to go against the Raptors.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be a false start on the left tackle, Shaq Garner. A little bit of happy feet for his first play of the night. So the Raptors will have 1st and 15.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 55 on the offense. That'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Shaq Gardner.
Remains first
You
down.
got it. Commits the false start. It'll back the Raptors up 5 yards and bring up a 1st down and 15. Roberson and Default, two of the wideouts you have to keep your eye on as far as the passing game goes. Another penalty marker is down on the field after Gooden is stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he was swarmed. No running room whatsoever.
Messiah Smith now jogs onto the football field to give the Raptors an extra receiver. And it should be now about 3 wide receivers set and try to get White an opportunity to attempt his first pass of the game. Number 36, Kian Blanco. He's off the field now.
You know, I'm looking for, Max, I'm not seeing Shockley, number 32, on the sideline.
Yeah, Shockley, who pulled that hamstring last week, may not be available either. So the Raptors will have to go deeper into their bag of tricks as White is back to pass. And he throws one short to, I believe that's Roberson on the far sideline.
So another slow start for the Raptors on offense. Got the pick 6 to put points on the board, but right now not able to get anything going. Running attack wasn't there. We've got some penalties, and now a short throw leaves Reading with a 3rd and very long, 3rd and 17.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, Roberson wears number 16 as a wide receiver, and Default wears number 10 as a wide receiver. So those are 2 guys I mentioned earlier to keep an eye on the perimeter.
Trips on the far side in the formation for White. He immediately throws it off.
Yeah, Default has some running room as he works his way upfield inside of the 20-yard line and brought down shortly thereafter.
I don't see any flags. That should be good enough for a Raptors first down.
Yeah, you get the ball out quick and good things happen. That's what you saw right there from Tanner White, and a guy who hasn't had a lot of playing time the last few weeks. You got to get him some easy throws, and that's what Ian Cooper does right there on the sidelines. Gets Tanner White an opportunity, or gives him an opportunity to get the ball out quick.
So offensively speaking, last week Junior Default was the highlight reel for the Raptors. If they were going to get anything done, it was going to go to number 10. And we see that here now on 3rd and long. Quick pass. He makes a move. First down Raptors, and now they're deep in Knights territory.
Smythe goes in motion. There's some movement.
There's definitely some snap issues. I don't know if it's cadence or confusion, but I believe that might have been Garner again on a false start.
Yeah, that's the second false start of the game for the Raptors. And their second, obviously, overall. But with one possession
false
so
start
far in the game,
on the offense, number 55.
mathematically speaking, that's not
That'll be a 5-yard penalty.
No, not what you
Remains
want.
first down.
Turnovers, big plays, and penalties, the 3 things we've talked about at every broadcast. The Raptors are racking up the penalties to start this one. They lead in turnovers, though, having the one takeaway, converting it for points. But now it's time for Tanner to settle in. You got to think he's got to get Gooden involved here.
White back to pass yet again. This time he'll fire to the near sideline, and it's broken up. Kyrell Williams there on the stop. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 15.
We talked about the Knights have not been able to score yet this season. No touchdowns, no field goals, no safeties, nothing. A 0 in all 5 of their games. All been shut out in every loss. They've also been giving up a bunch of points as well. 148 points against in their 5 games. So we should be able to see the Raptors kind of settle in and move the ball a little bit. Started off slow. They need to put points on the board here. Get some confidence.
To the left of White. Default in motion, bottom of the screen. White back to pass yet again. He winds up, he fires deep to the end zone, and it's in and out of the hands of Messiah Smythe.
Yeah, I know he wants that one back. He thinks he should have had it. It was a nice pass by White. Just went in and out of the hands of Smythe. And now the Raptors will face 3rd and 15 here as we're getting closer and closer to the midway point of the first quarter.
Good ball there, though, from White.
It was. That was one of the nicer passes we've seen over the last few weeks from the Raptors quarterbacks. So I know offensive coordinator Cooper wants to get your quarterbacks into a flow. And so far, the quick pass to Default has worked, and he looked good on that pass, just couldn't get the completion with Smythe.
4 receivers spread wide as White takes the snap and scrambles out to his left, throws across his body, and Smythe has the completion, but it's short of first down yardage.
Yeah, I picked up probably about 10 of the 15 that they needed on that one. So the Raptors facing 4th and about 5.
It looks like the Raptors offense is going to stay on the field.
I think that's what you got to do. You know your opponent has been struggling to both score and keep teams off the scoreboard. You know your defense is super strong. You already have the takeaway. I don't mind this decision at all.
Hard to argue that as the Raptors break huddle. Gooden now will go out wide. White has some time, and it's caught for a first down. So that's good enough to move the chains. And
that is Roberson.
Credit the O-line and obviously Roberson for the catch, but buying White enough time to get that pass off. He's been patient so far, and we haven't seen too much happy feet going on inside the pocket either.
No, yeah. Other than the penalties, it's been a pretty good start. Pass protection has been there. Good play calling by Coach Cooper. The Raptors now got 1st and goal.
White hands off to Gooden. He's got his first touch of the game, and he's got his first touchdown of the game.
His first touchdown wearing his new number.
Well, when in doubt, hand it off to the tailback, Alexander Gooden. He's got yet another touchdown here in 2025 as we have one of the members of the Mid-Penn Knights shaking up on the play. We'll send it to break and stay right with us. The Raptors have 2 touchdowns early on in this one. Out of a break, Aponic is set to tack on the extra point. He missed his first opportunity. Here's the second. This one is up and good. So the Raptors strike yet again. It's their second touchdown of the game. They lead 13-0. We'll send it to break and be right back. Nothing. Raptors lead on their home turf. It's been a solid showing overall, both defensively and offensively, for a team in the Raptors that comes in with a record of 2-4 on the season. They hold the number 4 playoff spot in their conference currently and trying to secure that even further with a victory here this afternoon. Aponic kicks off, and Hope fields it inside of the 20-yard line. And he's got some running room as he breaks free across the 50-yard line, still on his feet. And he's finally brought down at the Raptors' 25-yard line. But that's possibly the spark the Knights needed there to get on the board for the first time here possibly in 2025.
Yeah, a little misdirection by the Knights after it bounced off of Hill, number 22. His hands went to Hope, who found a hole. Aponic couldn't make the tackle, but it was Smythe that ends up corralling him, bringing him down at the 25. Knights now threatening close to the red zone. Could they get their first points of the season right here?
Raptors defense will be tested now for the first time this afternoon as they try to wall up inside their own 30-yard line. we'll see what kind of game plan offensively the Knights come out with here with amazing field position after the kickoff.
They're still rolling, it seems, with 3 backs in the backfield.
We have another penalty marker down on the field.
Illegal substitution.
There is no foul in the play. Timeout. It's our first.
So the Mid-Penn Knights take a timeout. Not what you want to see after a healthy return like that, but overall, it's been a bad start to say the least for the Knights, but they give themselves an opportunity here at the 25-yard line. You mentioned it, and we both did really off camera, knowing that the Knights have not scored yet here in 2025, and it goes without saying they're trying to change that here on this drive.
That return sets them up so nicely. Instead of taking the 5-yard penalty, they decided to call the timeout. They had 12 on the field, so they recognized it, I think, as the flag was being thrown. Today's game is presented by Just Chimneys and Stucco Remediation, TJ Suds and Shine Mobile Wash, Kemp Disposal Company, Sly Fox Tavern, Vicky's Kitchen, Valvoline, Darkside Vinyl Graphics, Philadelphia Pretzel Factory of Muhlenberg, and Mike Baker Social Media Marketing.
A lot of local kids on this Raptors team here,
A
Joe.
lot, all over the place. You know, we mentioned Junior Default. Him and his brother Matthew went to Muhlenberg. There's quite a few Reading High players on this team. Wyomissing, well represented. Schuylkill Valley, Hamburg, all over the place. It's really great. It really is a local team. That's why we really encourage people to get out here, see the Reading Raptors play. We've got another broadcast next week for the home finale, their regular season finale against the Cumberland County Bullies, who are the defending NEAFL champions.
Yeah, if you haven't checked out the Raptors yet this season, obviously next week would be a great time to do so. 1st and 10 from the Raptors' 25-yard line. Bowman again in the shotgun. Takes the snap, steps up. He's pressured, and he's brought down.
Eventually.
By a couple of black jerseys. It's actually going to be a pickup there of about 4 on the play.
And it was eventually our man, Daxon Washington, getting him. But after picking up a couple yards on the scramble, he wanted to throw it, but good coverage by the secondary of the Raptors.
Almost looked like he was going to be able to escape, too. So good gang tackling there by the Raptors as they lead 13-0 past the halfway point of this first quarter.
Knights are going to have to hustle to the line here, taking a lot of time off the play clock.
Yeah, and they've already used a timeout. Burnett to the right of Bowman in the backfield. Bowman, excuse me, it's not Bowman this time. It's Baskerville, and he turns the corner. And he's knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line. So Baskerville a lefty, Bowman a righty. That's how you remember that, at least for me. And it's a pickup of about 4 on the play yet again. So it's going to be a 3rd down. And
I'm not sure what happened there, if the Raptors were too fast for their own good or what. But they broke through the line immediately. And then quarterback was able to scramble out, pick up a few yards.
It's going to be 3rd down and medium here.
You know the Knights want this one. Now a red zone attack here, halfway through the first quarter of game 6 for them, looking to get into the end zone. They do have both quarterbacks out there.
Right now it's Baskerville.
Baskerville is out wide. Yeah, number 8 right there at the left of your screen. It is Hope and Burnett Jr. flanking Bowman in the backfield. We saw Karan Williams on a safety blitz last time that came through the line.
There's some pre-snap motion there.
Screen pass to Hope.
Hope, we've seen him be dangerous in open space so far today. And he's tackled right around the line to gain. We'll see if the referees give it to him.
It looks like they're going to be – it is going to be very close. They needed to get to about the 15
and they're
for
going to say
down.
He's short. They're going to say he's short. It's
All
fourth
right.
down.
4th and 1. Think we're going to get another Mid-Penn Knights timeout. If you have a disciplined team here, you're going to want to go on a hard count, a hard cadence to try to get the Raptors to jump because they're very aggressive. The Raptors love to send pressure. We know that they can break through. I love that play call. I love the screen call that the Knights had. It picked up 4 or 5 yards, just short of first down. Let's see what they're able to come up with here.
Clock continues to wind as we near the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. Bowman takes the snap, and he'll try to do it himself.
He's short.
And he is short. And the Raptors will take over on down. So great defense for a Raptors team who gave up, obviously, the long return on special teams, and they're able to wall up here on defense.
Yep, stood up, not faked out by the quarterback draw. Bowman takes it. He may have even lost some on that. It's very close. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Raptors defense stepping up in a big way after special teams gave up that long return.
So the Knights turn the football over, and Tanner White and company will be back on the field, this time clearly deep in their own territory.
Not a huge roster for the Mid-Penn Knights. I know we see Hope also playing safety. He's playing running back.
Good and able to make the first man miss, but too many white jerseys to get away from, and he's brought down
It does
in the
take
backfield.
5 orange helmets to corral him, though. Gooden is a beast, and it'll be interesting to see if they can get him in the open field. He's already got 1 touchdown this evening. I think he would like to get over 100 yards like he did a couple games ago.
Yeah, it's a loss of 1, so it brings up a 2nd down and 11.
Short on eligible running backs here this evening due to injuries, so Tanner White all alone in the backfield.
White back to pass on 2nd down and long. Has all the time in the world. He lobs one to the far sideline and just throws it away. It's incomplete.
He was looking for Roberson on that. Not able to get a connection. Gooden will hop back onto the field again, wearing number 18 today.
Don't mind the play call there overall, but obviously if the pass goes incomplete, you risk the 3rd down and 11, and that's what we have right here. So almost need to complete that on 2nd down, just get any sort of yardage to give yourself a chance to keep the drive going. Now it's very, very tough moving forward here, 3rd down and 11 for White.
Yeah, with the limited running backs and with Gooden having to come out after being gassed, there's not a lot the Raptors could do offensively.
White, a little RPO. He'll sling one to the near sideline. It's caught by Default. Looked like the Knights were playing man coverage, and Default will blow past the secondary all the way down the field and into the end zone for a Raptors touchdown.
Default made a nice move, made Millhouse, number 31, miss, and then went the rest of the way. Raptors respond in a big way in the end zone for the 2nd time offensively, 3rd time tonight. And what a fantastic first quarter for Reading.
Massive play regardless of the situation, but even more so with it being 3rd down and 11, possibly with the opportunity for the Mid-Penn Knights to stop the drive and get off the field, unable to do so with an exclamation point.
Reading's biggest issue so far have been special teams. They missed an extra point, gave up a couple big returns, especially that last one following the touchdown. See if Aponic can kick this one through.
Yeah, Aponic 1 of 2 today on extra point attempts. So we'll see what he can do here on his third to try to extend the Raptors' lead further. It's a laser beam of a kick, and it's through the uprights. Raptors lead 20-0. We'll step aside and be right back after this. (20-0) outburst here in the first quarter of this football game for the Raptors. And it's great to see really all three phases. Special teams, obviously the most questionable there, but
yeah, still contributing, but maybe not at their peak like
exactly.
We've seen defense and offense really clicking so far.
Aponic to kick off. And it's a pretty strong punt, or kickoff, I should say, as it goes into
really
the end
nice
zone,
kick.
and it'll be a touchback. Almost looked like Hope was playing up too far there, and it goes over his head.
Yeah, some of these nights got to be gassed like Hope. Hope is playing all three phases. He's running back, kick returner, and safety. It's got to play into the fatigue that some of these guys are feeling. Not able to corral, default on that touchdown. Another explosive play from him. We saw that the first home game we had wide open, made his defender fall down for a 51-yard touchdown. That one even longer. The offensive guys we've highlighted the last 2 weeks, we said it, Gooden and Default. And who have we seen tonight? Gooden and Default already in the end zone for the Raptors.
Yeah, have to continue to lean on those guys, especially when the playoffs come.
And this is great for Tanner White to build up his confidence. We've now seen him connect on multiple passes, multiple receivers, and now a big play coming from his arm to his talented receiver in Default.
So the drive begins at the 25-yard line for the Mid-Penn Knights. Here comes some pressure off the edge. And nowhere to go that time.
4 or 5 Raptors in on that. And who's leading the charge? Daxon Washington and Karan Williams. Both local Berks County products. Daxon Washington, Governor Mifflin, Karan Williams, Reading High.
It's a loss of 9 on the play. It brings up a second down and 19. As the clock continues to wind here as we near the end of the first quarter, 18, 17 seconds ticking away. We'll see if the Knights want to run one more play before time expires here.
DB to the Raptors side, closest to the booth here, number 21. Truesdale had the pick last week. He's been man coverage, tight lockdown coverage on his receiver. Facing off, not letting him get off the line.
End of the first quarter here in Reading. 20-0 your score as the Raptors defense tries to keep a stranglehold on this one. Out of a timeout, we flip ends of the field. And the Knights obviously remain on offense. 2nd down and 19 as we begin this second quarter. Multiple ways you can take how the first quarter went, but really lots of standouts on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, dominant on the scoreboard and has looked that way in most phases of the games for the Raptors. A little hit or miss on offense, but have some big plays, and they've been able to capitalize in that manner. Defensively, just suffocating. They have not, when they've been on the field, they have not allowed the Knights to do anything. The best field position that Mid-Penn had came after a big special teams return. So Raptors looking great as we expected defensively. Already have a score. Started the game with a pick 6. Looks like we got a quarterback change for the Knights.
And the ball's lost.
And
In the no-man's line.
Williams.
And the Raptors
There
will
it
take it in
is.
for a touchdown.
Second defensive touchdown on the evening. It was flipped by number 17. Carmine amongst Ivanov went right over the running back's head, and Karan Williams picked it up, scoop and score. So we now got an interception return for a touchdown and a fumble return for a touchdown.
Yeah, things have gone from bad to worse for the Mid-Penn Knights. Deep in their own territory, try to get a little cute, and I get it. They're getting suffocated by the defensive line of this Raptors team. That leads you to believe either one, they wanted to do a little trickery, or number 2, try to get the ball out quickly and give their quarterback an opportunity to get some breathing room. And obviously worst case scenario there as they fumble the football in the backfield, and the Raptors are able to take advantage of it. 26-0 pending the PAT. Hold is down, kick is up, and it's no good. Wide left for Aponic.
There's always things you can improve on. Right now it's special teams for the Raptors. 2 for 4 on PATs. Gave up a couple big kickoff returns. Haven't had to punt yet. Don't know how that's going to go this evening. But, you know, everything else going the Raptors' way.
Well, it's a great first play from scrimmage, to say the least, for the Raptors here in the second quarter. Aponic set to kick off as the ball trickles off of the tee.
Interesting kickoff return alignment for Mid-Penn. Hope's the only one back deep. He's standing at the 22.
It's a low liner right at him. He scoops it there at the 20, now 25, 30, runs into his own man and tries to turn the corner on the far sideline, and he does as he works his way past the 45 and knocked out of bounds around midfield. So another healthy pickup on the kickoff.
Yeah, for the Mid-Penn Knights, it's been the hope show so far. He's been getting them going offensively, setting them up with nice special teams return. Now I have to see if their offense can get anything clicking. But again, he's playing all 3 phases. He's going to be tired. He deserves this little break here, but we'll see what quarterback do the Knights throw at the Raptors this series after a disaster on the last series.
Yeah, the ball's marked at the Knights' 49-yard line.
Looks like we're going to get Bowman again, number 10.
Yeah, it looks like Baskerville's actually going to walk off the field here on 1st down and 10.
I believe Mid-Penn only has 10 guys on the field at the moment. Oh, one hops off from the sideline. Got their 11 now.
Yeah, I tell you what, not the player's fault for the most part when you're playing with limited numbers. Sometimes it's hard to keep track as the ball is snapped, and I think we have some pre-snap movement. It's going to be all sides on the defense.
Yeah,
So
some nights were moving. Raptors jumped. The ball had never been snapped.
Has to be kind of tough
Encroachment
as you have the
on the
offside
defense,
call right
number
here by the
29.
referee to continue to try
That'll be a
to
5-yard penalty.
know
Remains
when to
first
get on the
down.
football field, when not to get on the football field when you're playing all 3 phases.
It's tough. It's tough, and obviously they don't have a big sideline over there today. But in the end, that penalty actually goes against the Raptors. They say Reading jumped off sides before the Knights moved. So 1st and 5 for Mid-Penn.
Yeah, ball's marked at the Raptors' 46-yard line. Still lots of bodies in the backfield. Bowman hands off. And this time it's Burnett who has a healthy carry, tiptoeing the sideline before he's knocked out of bounds around the 30-yard line. And that's where the ball is going to be marked.
The Raptors had blown it up, hit him in the backfield, but Burnett able to pop outside, gets a good angle, and is able to pick up about 15 yards on that carry. And now in Raptors territory again. Well, looks like there was a penalty. They're walking the ball backwards. I did not see the flag.
I didn't see a signal yet.
During the play, holding, number 15 on the offense. That'll be a 10-yard spot foul. Remains first down.
So what we thought was a huge play for the Knights ends up being a holding from the spot. It'll drop them back.
Yeah, it's actually only a loss overall of 2 yards. They went from the 46 to the 48-yard line after the spot foul.
And because it was 1st and 5.
Now it's going to be 1st down and 7. Burnett gets the carry again, and he's brought down at the Raptors' 43-yard line.
Brandon Foss, one of the tacklers for the Raptors.
Pick up a 5.
2nd and short for the Knights.
Burnett behind Bowman as he stands in the shotgun, takes the snap, he'll hand off to Burnett. He's got some blockers, works his way towards the 40-yard line before he's brought down there. And that's going to be enough for a first down.
Pharrell Glow leading the way, number 24.
Back-to-back positive carries for the Knights tailback. As they move the chains forward.
So 1st and 10 for the Mid-Penn Knights from the 40-yard line of the Raptors. Positive territory for Mid-Penn.
Ball's marked at the 40-yard line exactly. Sun has started to set here in Reading. Sun behind the clouds on both sides of the field, so that's good for the fans.
That is Pharrell Glow on that carry.
Glow gets the carry. It's a short pickup. Give them 2 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 8. First carry of the game for Glow.
We had seen number 4, Hope, in the backfield for Mid-Penn, each of their first few series, have not spotted him there at all in this one.
This time it's Burnett in the backfield. And that ball's up for grabs, and it's knocked down.
Yeah, an attempted screen to Burnett. Bowman rolled to his right briefly, came back to toss, and he just really lofted it. And multiple Raptors converged, may have actually deflected it from each other. It was Thomas Perez, and I believe
too eager there, I'd say.
Karan Williams was there looking for his second defensive touchdown of the game. He would have liked to add the pick six to his scoop and score. Not meant to be.
Junior Default doing a couple of sprints there on the Raptors sideline. Saw his touchdown run go for close to 80 yards, and he's holding that right hamstring. You saw him, at least I did from my perspective, maybe slow up a little bit on his touchdown run. Didn't think much of it, but he is on the sideline still with his helmet, so keep you updated on him if he's back out on the field offensively. Bowman takes the snap, back to pass, relatively clean pocket as he steps up to run, and he's brought down.
That's Andrew Perrone, first man to bring down Bowman.
Pickup of 2. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 6.
Raptors should be able to tee off on Bowman and Mid-Penn on this 4th down play. Expect a lot of pressure from the ends, Washington, possibly blitz from someone like Burgess. And then the DBs ready to scoop in on maybe an errant pass like we've seen so many times already this game.
Fourth and 6. Knights trying to continue their drive. Bowman steps up, fires over the middle, and he has his man.
And there's Hope.
It's Hope. He's dangerous in open space as he's brought down just shy of the 10-yard line. And how about that on 4th down and 6? Bowman steps up and completes a big-time pass.
And there was pressure. There was lots of Raptors body in the backfield, but Bowman had rolled out, avoided it, and found Hope down the seam. Picks up the first down on 4th, and once again, Mid-Penn in business, trying to get into the end zone.
First down and 10. Ball's marked at the 11-yard line of the Raptors.
Had to be a blown assignment there. Wasn't passed off properly. We saw a blitz. I believe it was Burgess from linebacker coming in. No one picked up the running back on the seam. Hope open. Bowman found him, and the Knights are in business.
Hope after the big-time reception now off the field. Glow, main tailback now at this point. Takes the snap. And it's a pretty solid carry, but shut down quickly there. Almost looked like he had some more room to work with, but got to credit the Raptors defense. It's going to be a pickup of about 2 on the play.
Yeah, closed quickly. Lots of bodies, bunch of Raptors there. Holding the point of attack and then attacking with the rest of the Raptors over top, limiting him to just maybe a yard or so on first down.
That's Glow's second carry of the game.
And the the Knights will be able to pick up a first down. Looks like they're about 6 inches short of actually being first and goal here. So it is a 2nd and 9. Bowman in the shotgun.
Jair Leonard is in the backfield now with Bowman. He wears number 45. As Bowman takes the snap, looks to get rid of it quickly, tries to escape pressure and can't. He's brought down inside the pocket.
That's number 7, Brooklyn Wells, initiating the contact on Bowman that time. Sack for Wells sets up a 3rd and long for Mid-Penn.
Hope is now back on the field on this 3rd down and long.
Raptors seem to be missing a few defensive linemen here today. I haven't seen Capobianco. We mentioned haven't seen Slocum. But Daxon Washington's there. Brandon Foss is there. Getting a nice long look there along the line with the Raptors missing those guys. And Mid-Penn's going to be called for a false start.
Yeah, it's going to back them up 5 more yards, but you wouldn't realize it with all
False
these
start
members that
on the
Raptors
offense,
are
number
missing based
58.
on the score, and honestly,
That'll be
that
a
means
5-yard
going overall.
penalty.
Same, no
Remains third
faulty
down.
either. So that's 3 big defensive linemen for the Raptors that are not participating in this evening's game, but they haven't really missed much of a beat.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Credit to those Raptors players that maybe are playing out of position, playing a new position, or just getting more playing time and making the most out of it. I think Andrew Perrone is an undersized defensive end here this evening, playing opposite Daxon Washington.
Yeah, they're both getting pressure on the quarterback, though, so impressive from both of their standpoints. Not surprised at Washington, though. He's been a mainstay all season long with getting pressure on the quarterback as Bowman takes the snap. And he's back to pass on 3rd down.
Foss has got him wrapped up. Washington is there to finish with Perrone. So there you go. Foss initiates the contact, flushes him out, and Washington and Perrone finish him off. Now 4th and very long for the Knights after another great play by the Raptors defensive front.
Well, now it's going to bring up, to be exact here, it's going to bring up a 4th down and 26. And we all know a famous play in Eagles history, 4th down and 26.
Is that Freddie Mitchell?
Indeed.
Past the halfway point, well under now. Clock's ticking down here in the 2nd quarter. About 4.5 minutes to play with the Raptors up 26-0. I believe Mid-Penn just called a timeout to get organized for this 4th and long play.
Timeout on the field. We'll step aside. 26-0 your score.
Get a full-service oil change in about 15 minutes at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Choose from a wide range of maintenance services, including a free 18-point maintenance check. Visit us online to find a Valvoline Instant Oil Change near you.
Out of a timeout, it's 4th down and 26 for the Knights. It was at one point on this drive 1st down and 10 from the 11-yard line. And since that point, it's been penalty and a couple of big-time sacks by this Raptors defensive front. What a beautiful day here for football in the spring of 2025.
It is much nicer than when we got here before the game. It was a little cloudy, some rain showers, kind of warm and humid, but now wonderful. We'll see what the Knights are able to dial up here. Not a lot of plays you call on 4th and 26.
No, I would agree with you there.
Well, with the Raptors' pressure, there could be a good time for another attempt at a screen. Got to get it set up a little bit better than last time, though.
Hope is running into no man's land, and he has to fire one. It's going to go in and out of the hands of his receiver. He was able to latch onto it, and that's Isaiah White.
I'm not even sure if that was designed. It almost looked like Hope was going to do like a quick kick or something with it, but the Raptors were on him so quickly. He had no choice but to retreat, and he got all the way back to midfield before launching it and it bouncing off a few orange helmets and black jerseys, and it's Raptors ball.
Yeah, in 4 downs since starting 1st and 10 from the 11, the Mid-Penn Knights went back 32 yards in 4 plays. And the Raptors take over on offense.
Not ideal. So let's see. Do we have a default sighting on offense? I believe we do. For the Raptors, it's a good sign. Looks like default is out there with Smythe and Roberson. Tanner White in the shotgun to start the Raptors series here in the second quarter. 4:09 left before halftime.
Yeah, expect a heavy dose of Gooden, at least on this drive, as we near halftime.
Gooden is on the sideline, so I'm trying to figure out who is back with quarterback Tanner White.
Roberson catches the pass, but he goes backwards 3 yards, and the ball's going to be marked at the 40-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 13.
Looks like it's Damian Hernandez, number 23, in the backfield with Tanner White. You know, the quick pass to Roberson. He gets tripped up, loses a few. 2nd and 12 for Reading.
Hernandez gets fed. It's his first carry of the game, and it's a big one as he works his way inside of Mid-Penn Knight territory. He's knocked out of bounds at the 43-yard line on the other side of the field. So where the drive started on one end, that's where it's going to continue at this point. Just in enemy territory, we'll move the chains here. It's going to bring up 1st down.
I believe that's Damian Hernandez's first carry in any of the games we've broadcast so far, filling in for Gooden here on this drive. And his
with the
touch
absence of Shockley, too.
Is good for about 16 yards and a 1st down. So a nice appearance, and now he might be cramping up. We mentioned how great of a carry he had, and now it looks like Hernandez is possibly cramping up. Going to be seen by the athletic trainers.
Yeah, and he's up on his feet. He's frustrated, but it doesn't look like it's too serious.
Yeah, with the dearth of available running backs, we'll see who comes in. But we want to remind everyone that today's game is presented by Just Chimneys and Stucco Remediation, TJ Suds and Shine Mobile Wash, Kemp Disposal Company, Sly Fox Tavern, Vicky's Kitchen, Valvoline, Darkside Vinyl Graphics, Philadelphia Pretzel Factory of Muhlenberg, and Mike Baker, Social Media Marketing.
Hernandez getting that right leg worked on. It looks to be that right hamstring. So we'll see if it's just a cramp or something worse and keep you updated there. 1st and 10 from the 42. White hands off. And
that's Default.
It's Default who works his way past the 40-yard line. Good to see him there with a full sprint in motion.
A nice patient run by Default on that. Looked like he was going to get stopped behind the line or at the line of scrimmage, but ends up picking up about 5, so 2nd and 5 for the Raptors as we approach the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, it might be the final play before the 2-minute warning as the Raptors are still in their huddle and now they break. 2-minute warning here at Don Thomas Stadium. Before the half, we'll step aside and be right back.
Get a full-service oil change in about 15 minutes at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Choose from a wide range of maintenance services, including a free 18-point maintenance check. Visit us online to find a Valvoline Instant Oil Change near you.
Out of the 2-minute warning timeout. Nice breeze blowing here at Don Thomas Stadium. 26-0 your score with 2 minutes to go until halftime. And the Raptors somewhat threatening here on offense. White in the shotgun. Gooden back in the game at tailback. 2nd and 5. Ball's marked at the 39-yard line. White takes the snap, back to pass, has a clean pocket. Fires to Smythe over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, slightly overthrown. I know Smythe and the fans want a flag. I don't think that was going to be catchable for him.
Well, one of those fans down there doesn't agree. But regardless, with 1:53 to play in the second quarter, it'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 for White and company.
Offense coordinator Cooper putting some motion into effect here. We saw default with the carry previously. Rank went in motion there. Shotgun double twins for the Raptors.
White takes the snap, fires to the near sideline. It's caught. It's a Raptors 1st down and more.
And that is Rank. Stephen Rank on the reception.
That's his first reception of the game, too.
Gets the 1st down. And without Shockley and now Hernandez tweaked a little bit, Rank going to get a little bit more playing time, especially if Gooden needs a breather.
Raptors trying to work a little quickly here with 1:25 and counting until halftime. Good in the tailback. White in the shotgun. Same type of formation we just saw. This time Gooden will get the carry. He's got some running room, makes a couple of men miss, turns it back upfield, still on his feet, and into the end zone for a touchdown.
And there it is. Alex Gooden showing what he can do. Phenomenal player for the Raptors. It's always great to see him involved. He's out of Octorara High School, 3-year captain for Bloomsburg University. All PSAC East 2nd team. Fantastic player. It's good to see him in the end zone twice already this game.
32-0 with 1:09 to play in the first half. Aponic will be on for the extra point. He's 2 of 4 kicking PATs this afternoon. The kick is up. And the kick is good.
I think has Aponic flip-flopped every other one? Is that where we're at right now?
I'll tell you what, that's how it's going.
Yeah, 3 for 5.
I think when you look at the scoreboard, the Raptors will take that 10 out of 10 times.
Yep. Would love to see a little bit of improvement from the special teams, but otherwise Raptors are looking good.
Get a full-service oil change in about 15 minutes at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Choose from a wide range of maintenance services, including a free 18-point maintenance check. Visit us online to find a Valvoline Instant Oil Change near you.
.109 to play in the first half. Raptors continue to show fight regardless of that. It's been an interesting 2025 season outside of this ball game. And obviously today's been a high note.
I think we're seeing the Raptors take out some of their frustrations from not only the last 2 home games that we cover, but their last 4 games, 4 straight losses. Been in a few of them, especially the home games here. Felt like they probably could have pulled out at least 1 win there. So here you see them taking it to the Knights. With Aponic set to kick off after the last Gooden touchdown for the Raptors offense. Wind picking up a little. The kickers are having a tough time going from the tee. Going to bring in someone to hold it. It looks like it's going to be Tyler Weaver. will hold it for Aponic as he kicks it away to the Mid-Penn Knights. And see, this has been the one issue so far, has been kickoff coverage for the Raptors.
Aponic set, ball's in the air. It's a shorter kick this time. And bounces a few times at that. Hope falls on it at the 28-yard line. So that's where this next drive will begin for the Knights. Gooden, after last week, as we have some pushing and shoving after the play, dropped that pass to give the Raptors an opportunity to extend their lead and possibly win that game, but it wasn't meant to be, so it has to feel good for him having 2 touchdowns so far today.
Absolutely. A little bit redemption, get back on track. That's what we're seeing from the Raptors offense. Defense kind of picking up where they've been most of the season. It's been a very strong defensive effort by the Raptors, and here they get to show one more time before halftime that they're the real deal. I think we're seeing some Raptors player rotate in. Stephen Alexi, number 72, an offensive lineman, getting some time on defense here.
You have Hernandez there on the sideline with that right hamstring wrapped in ice, so
His
he
day
still has
could
his
be
helmet.
done.
So
That's a tough one. Saw it last week with Shockley. He's not dressed this evening. Now Hernandez down.
haven't seen Pyers either on offense. He's been in a baseball cap all game, number 14.
Some of these guys might have been break in case of emergency. So far, the Raptors haven't needed a few of them.
Handoff goes to Burnett. He's brought down.
And that's Matthew Default in on the tackle there, number 0, along with number 72, Stephen Alexi. Hit in the backfield immediately, loss of 3 on first down. As we tick closer and closer to halftime, 33-0 Raptors.
Loss of 2. It brings up a second down and 12. Glow to the right of Bowman. Hope over the middle. It's off his hands, and the ball goes incomplete.
Brian Sutton, number 2 for the Raptors, also seeing time on this final defensive series before halftime.
Bowman back to pass, firing deep down the far sideline, and it's off the hands of one of the D-backs there for the Raptors.
I believe that was Zamir Johnson, number 30, in and out of the hands. Looks like we have an injury to a Mid-Penn player.
Injury timeout. We'll step aside and be back after this.
Today's game is presented by Just Chimneys and Stucco Remediation, TJ Suds and Shine Mobile Wash, Kemp Disposal Company, Sly Fox Tavern, Vicky's Kitchen, Valvoline, Darkside Vinyl Graphics, Philadelphia Pretzel Factory of Muhlenberg, and Mike Baker Social Media Marketing. Bowman was the injured Knight on that play, so facing 4th and long near the end of the second quarter, got a new quarterback in for the Knights. It's number 17 again, Carmine Amongst Ivanov.
And he winds up and throws a bomb down the field, the first pass of the game. It goes incomplete.
Yeah, intended receiver was number 15, Brajon Harris. But the Raptors are going to take over. Just 10 seconds to go before halftime. See what they decide to do. Tanner White and his offensive teammates up 33-0.
I'll tell you what, coming into the game and just saying, you know what, I'm going to throw this as far as I can. It's pretty interesting.
And Mid-Penn's going to have to take a timeout. Didn't have enough players on the field ready to go for the Raptors' offensive play.
That's the third and final timeout as well. Out of a timeout, 10 seconds to go until halftime. 33-0 your score, Raptors lead. It's got to be fun if you're a Raptors fan right now, especially how the last few weeks have played out in the loss column. And we have a whistle and a penalty that's going to go against the defense.
Illegal substitution, 12 men on defense. That's a
It's gonna be an
5-yard
illegal
penalty.
substitution
Remains
against the
first down.
Defense. It'll be a 5-yard
Game clock
penalty.
operator, please reset the game clock
And
to
move the
10.1
Raptors.
seconds.
So the Knights have too many players on the field coming out of their own timeout.
Yeah, not great. Ball is marked at the 21-yard line of the Knights.
Gooden is not in on this series for the Raptors. Keon Blanco flanks Tanner White. And their
So it's
Raptors
been Shockley, Gooden, Hernandez. And now Blanco as White takes off towards the far sideline, and he runs out of bounds with 1.2 remaining until halftime.
most likely the last play coming up before halftime. Officials timeout here.
So White, we expect, will have one final opportunity to try and put the football in the end zone for the Raptors.
Trips near side with Default, Smythe, and Roberson.
Clean pocket for White. He'll fire to the end zone, and it's intercepted. It's Hope, who runs out of bounds right in front of the Raptors, and that's how things will end here in the first half. 33-0 your score. We'll see you for second half action right after this.
What's going on, everybody? It's Marcus Pyers, wide receiver, tight end for the Reading Raptors. We're here today at the Philly Pretzel Factory with Amy. Amy's the owner and operator of the Philly Pretzel Factory here in Muhlenberg. Today we're doing a promotional style event, trying to get people to come buy some pretzels as well as get some game day tickets. And maybe Amy can kind of, explain to us what she means by that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are super excited to be partnering with the Reading Raptors this season to support the team and also support our fans by making it available or making opportunity available for you to earn some free tickets. And come to the games because you have a chance to win my shirt here. We will be throwing them into the field at every home game, and this could be yours.
So we're waiting for the little rivet bites, the pretzel bites, to come out of the oven, and we're going to take them over here, and we're going to break them apart, obviously because they stay together in the oven. So I have my little regular gloves on, since touch food and whatnot, but I was told I got to put my heat gloves on, so I got them on. We're going to wait for them to pop out, and we're going to break them apart. All right, here comes my man Daryl, super hot right here, bang! Puts them out, let's go break them up. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for the
And here are your 2 free passes to one of our home games.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. So we play on this upcoming Saturday is our home opener. There's going to be food trucks there. You know, the team's going to be, obviously we're going to be there. Should be a very eventful atmosphere. So hopefully we come see you come out.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
2 free tickets to one of the upcoming games, and our friend Mark is here. We'll tell you all about it.
Get a full-service oil change in about 15 minutes at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Choose from a wide range of maintenance services, including a free 18-point maintenance check. Visit us online to find a Valvoline Instant Oil Change near you.
What's going on, everybody? It's Marcus Pyers, wide receiver, tight end for the Reading Raptors. We're here today at the Philly Pretzel Factory with Amy. Amy's the owner and operator of the Philly Pretzel Factory here in Muhlenberg. Today we're doing a promotional style event, trying to get people to come buy some pretzels as well as get some game day tickets. And maybe Amy can kind of, explain to us what she means by that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are super excited to be partnering with the Reading Raptors this season to support the team and also support our fans by making it available or making opportunity available for you to earn some free tickets. And come to the games because you have a chance to win my shirt here. We will be throwing them into the field at every home game, and this could be yours.
So we're waiting for the little rivet bites, the pretzel bites, to come out of the oven, and we're going to take them over here, and we're going to break them apart, obviously because they stay together in the oven. So I have my little regular gloves on, since touch food and whatnot, but I was told I got to put my heat gloves on, so I got them on. We're going to wait for them to pop out, and we're going to break them apart. All right, here comes my man Daryl, super hot right here, bang! Puts them out, let's go break them up. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for the
And here are your 2 free passes to one of our home games.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. So we play on this upcoming Saturday is our home opener. There's going to be food trucks there. You know, the team's going to be, obviously we're going to be there. Should be a very eventful atmosphere. So hopefully we see you come out.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
2 free tickets to one of the upcoming games. And our friend Mark is here. We'll tell you all about it.
Welcome into the halftime show, everyone. Max Gretzula, Joe Mays on the call. 33-0 your score here at Don Thomas Stadium. We want to welcome you inside of the broadcast booth because it's honestly been a fantastic game, and we got the best view, best seat in the house overall. So appreciate you guys joining us here. 33-0, we mentioned the score. We really can talk about any part of this game, both offensively and defensively, even throw in special teams as well. So there's different ways we can take it. Let's start with the quarterback, Tanner White, 5 of 8 passing, 2 touchdowns. He has 1 rush on the ground for 15 yards, kind of getting it done in both phases of the game.
Yeah, really settled in, looking good this evening, the best we've seen him play so far this season. And offense has been rolling. It was a little dicey early, but the Raptors overcame that. A couple big touchdowns. Tanner White a big part of that, as well as his receiver Default taking that one to the house. Offensively speaking, they seem to right the ship. Defensively, the ship was never broken. It was never sinking, and they picked up where they left off last week. And it's just been a dynamic, very impressive defensive performance, especially missing a few guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. A few guys is an understatement. Obviously, Shockley's been out of this ball game. Good has been on and off the football field. The third-string running back Hernandez went out after his big carry there in the second quarter with a hamstring pull. So it's really been a collective effort overall. Let's talk on the kick returns, and you also have the kickoffs and the punts. You mentioned it earlier because you really did hit something really important that I want to bring up. Early on in the game, it was a little back and forth, a little dicey. Outside of the pick six to open the game, we know that was a great play. But then a couple of big-time kickoff returns, and one getting so far as close as the 25-yard line of the Raptors, but they were able to wall up.
Yeah, the special teams have been the only facet that the Raptors maybe need to clean up a little bit. Aponic missed a couple extra points, 3 for 5 there. Kickoff return coverage has been an issue.
Sure.
Hope has been fantastic for the Knights. One silver lining for them has been number 4, playing on all 3 phases, looking good, getting the ball in his hands. He had that seam pass to set up what you thought would be a dangerous situation for the Raptors, surrendering that field position, but the Raptors defense was able to step up. But yeah, special teams for the Raptors is the only real issue that they've had this game. Defense, I can't say enough about the defense. The defensive performance this evening, again, has been on par with what we've seen throughout the rest of the season. And big game from Jackson, Washington, as we've come to expect.
Yeah, the secondary has been great. Truesdale with an interception last week as well. Haven't really mentioned his name too much, but you have Burgess, who's been great all season long, and then you have Washington. The trenches in this game have been the key outside of the skill players, but you're talking about a defensive line that's able to swarm the quarterback and Bowman, sack him a bunch of times. On the other side of the ball, you have the offensive line giving White all the time in the world to throw.
Yeah, and that's something that we hadn't seen the first 2 home games we did, is the quarterbacks, whether it was White or Maddox, constantly under pressure.
Sure. Yeah,
Not seeing as much of that tonight, giving Tanner White some time. He's rolling out nicely. He's throwing a few good balls. Had an interception there at the end of the half. Want to prevent those turnovers. Those can be backbreakers. But overall, this has been Tanner White's best performance. Hopefully he can continue into the second half. I'm going to guess they're going to try to get good in the ball here a bit in the second half, although with the running back depth chart taking some hits, it might go on to the arm of Tanner White just because of the attrition.
White honestly maybe trying to force that pass there a little bit as he tried to punch home yet another touchdown here before the expiration of the game clock in the halftime. So we'll throw it to break. When we come back, we will have second half action for you. Max Gretzula, Joe Mays on the call. We'll see you in just a minute.
everybody's Marcus Pyers, wide receiver, tight end for the Reading Raptors. We're here today at the Philly Pretzel Factory with Amy. Amy's the owner and operator of the Philly Pretzel Factory here in Muhlenberg. Today we're doing a promotional style event, trying to get people to come buy some pretzels as well as get some game day tickets. And maybe Amy can kind of, explain to us what she means by that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are super excited to be partnering with the Reading Raptors this season to support the team and also support our fans by making it available or making an opportunity available for you to earn some free tickets. And come to the games because you have a chance to win my shirt here. We will be throwing them into the field at every home game, and this could be yours.
So we're waiting for the little rivet bites, the pretzel bites, to come out of the oven, and we're going to take them over here, and we're going to break them apart, obviously because they stay together in the oven. So I have my little regular gloves on to touch food and whatnot, but I was told I got to put my heat gloves on, so I got them on. We're going to wait for them to pop out, and we're going to break them apart. All right, here comes my man Daryl, super hot right here, bang! Put some out, let's go break them up. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for the
And here are your 2 free passes to one of our home games.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. So we play on this upcoming Saturday is our home opener. There's going to be food trucks there. The team's going to be, obviously we're going to be there. Should be a very eventful atmosphere. So hopefully we come and see you come out.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
2 free tickets to one of the upcoming games, and our friend Mark is here. We'll tell you all about it.
Welcome back, everyone. Max Gartsula, Joe Mays on the call. It's Raptors football here at Don Thomas Stadium. Score 33-0. Has to feel good for the Raptors to put a beat down on the opposition in the first half of a game after struggling over their last 4 contests. They'll get the ball to start the second half. And in a situation like this, Joe, leading 33-0, I think the biggest thing is just trying to come out of this with no injuries.
Yes, health. That is absolutely what the Raptors are thinking right now. Get as many guys reps, stay healthy. We already saw the running back depth chart taking a hit. We know that Tanner White is in at quarterback. We don't know the status of Charlie Maddox. Marcus Pyers hasn't played. So a lot of questions for the Raptors on availability.
Well, on that note, the Raptors are going to get excellent field position as the ball will be marked at the 39-yard line of the Raptors to begin this drive.
That was number 80, DeMarco Armstrong, I believe, on the return. Short kick by the Knights. Raptors offense back onto the field.
Gooden will start at the running back position, so good to see him on the field. I know he's been on and off.
Again, he is wearing number 18 tonight. I know we're used to seeing him in the 22, but the black and white jerseys torn up, destroyed with his hard-hitting, tough running style. He's wearing 18 this evening, flanking Tanner White right now in the backfield as we get underway in the third quarter.
White will hand off on the first play from scrimmage here in the third quarter, and he gives it to his star tailback Gooden, who cuts upfield inside of the 35-yard line. He's brought down at the 32.
So big play on the ground by Gooden, what we're accustomed to seeing. He's already been in the end zone twice tonight looking for a third score. Defensively speaking, we were talking about the Raptors missing some guys. Got Nori Falby warming up on the sideline, ready to make an appearance in the second half. So the Raptors already not missing a beat defensively, one of their big-time D linemen ready to go for the second half.
It's a 28-yard pickup for Gooden on first down and 10. And this time they set up for a screen. Default has the catch And the run, it's going to be a pickup of about 3 and set up a 2nd down and 7.
It's good to see Tanner White setting up a rapport with Default. We saw Default and Maddox hook up a lot last Saturday, and now Tanner White picking up right where Charlie did with his star wide receiver who's already been in the end zone once this evening.
Ball's marked at the Knights' 28-yard line. Broken play. White scrambles toward the sideline and will just charge out of bounds after a pickup of about a yard.
Yeah, nothing going there. Not sure if that was a broken play or if he just got flushed from the pocket. He looked like he was about to try to hand it off to Gooden, and Gooden wasn't there anymore. And Tanner bailed off. Was able to pick up a few, but now we'll face about 3rd and 5 here on the opening series of the 3rd quarter.
White back to pass yet again. Fires. Has his target. It's complete on the far sideline. I believe that's Roberson.
That is Roberson, number 16 on the reception. Good enough for a 1st down.
Very clean and crisp opening drive for the Raptors. Really the only thing that can hurt the Raptors now is turnovers, and it seems like they've been pretty careful with the football so far over the first few plays, even when passing. Gooden gets the carry, trucks upfield, leaps the defender into the end zone. It's another Raptors touchdown, and the 3rd, I believe, for Gooden on the day.
That is number 3 for Gooden, and he's doing what we come to expect from him in the Raptors uniform. Extending the Raptor lead, 39-0 now as Apana comes on for another PAT.
You're right, though, Joe. The wind really starting to pick up out there.
Definitely blowing from our right to left. You can see the trees moving in the distance.
Yeah.
Bad snap.
Bad snap. Gooden brought down in the backfield, and that's going to go down as another missed extra point. Even
Nice
though they didn't get a
takedown
kickoff.
by Jair Leonard, big number 45 for the Knights, was in Gooden's face. Gooden's a tough guy to bring down with one tackler, and Leonard was able to do it on that failed PAT.
Timeout on the field, 12:16 to play in the 3rd quarter, 39-0 your score.
Get a full-service oil change in about 15 minutes at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Choose from a wide range of maintenance services, including a free 18-point maintenance check. Visit us online to find a Valvoline Instant Oil Change near you.
Out of a timeout, Aponic set to kick off back to the Knights, and Hope is the return man.
Mid-Penn attempting to use a 12-man return. Got a guy off the field ready to go. Number 4, Hope back deep again. I would not keep kicking to him.
Well, this time it's fielded by White. It's a short kick, and White able to work his way past the 35-yard line and knocked out of bounds at the 36. So that's where the Knights will start this possession.
And we saw Bowman get injured just before halftime. Interested to see if he's able to bounce back and come back in as a starting quarterback for Mid-Penn. They haven't turned to Baskerville as the backup that they've been going with Carmine amongst Ivanov. And it does look like number 17 will get the call.
Yeah, it looks like 17 will get the call. You mentioned that, and Baskerville is out on the field,
But
just
he's-
not the quarterback
Yeah,
spot.
he's been
So
playing wide receiver.
interesting.
We've also seen Burnett Jr., number 0, was the guy early. He's getting the initial handoffs. He's not even on the field right now. I thought he looked pretty good on a few of his carries.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, Leonard, number 45, also joining the crew. We saw him just make that tackle on the failed PAT.
Baskerville's going to head out.
Confusion.
Timeout on the field. Mid-Penn Knights need to use one. We'll step aside and be right back. Ivanov takes the snap out of a timeout, pump fakes. He's going to run, and he's brought down from behind.
That's number 2, Brian Sutton, getting some play along the D-line as Reading's built a 39-0 lead.
It's really been these long huddles that have hurt the Mid-Penn Knights as far as the delay games and the forced timeouts go.
Yeah, confusion, not having the right players on the field or off the field, but they're working with a limited roster. I'd say maybe a third of their rostered players are here today. Carmine doesn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, it's going to be a loss.
I believe he put the ball on the ground.
Ball popped out. I think they were able to recover, and they are. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 7, maybe 9 now after the loss.
So Sutton playing a defensive
3rd down
end
and 9, yep.
after Daxon Washington. Falby in there now for the second half, number 98.
And we know Falby's an absolute monster.
Yeah, we saw him first game that we did here. Our first home game had two sacks.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Big-time player. Having him and Washington in there, even without Capobianco and Slocum here tonight, it hasn't made much of a difference. When you got Burgess and Wilkerson and Wells also making noise from linebacker spots, the Raptors defense is talented.
Very talented, and they've proven that here today. Ivanov fires a wild one into the danger zone. That's
hit.
A big-time hit.
I think that was Hakeem again, who had the pick 6 to start the game.
Unbelievable shot there. Hope able to hang on to it. And it was Arthur Perrone in on the stop. And he's flexing some muscle after the play for obvious reasons. Nevertheless, it's going to be a solid pickup there.
Looks like they made.
I want to say it's 4th and inches or 1st and 10. I think they're going to move the chains.
I believe they are going to move the chains, yes. I think this is going to be 1st down.
Well, that's a heck of a catch and heck of a throw there from Ivanov, the hookup to Hope. And you mentioned it during the halftime report. Hope's been the main go-to guy. And not only has he been the go-to guy as far as his skill set goes, but he's proven it on the football field as far as making the plays and the catches and moving the football here today. Not just a guy you circle in the box score, but a guy you really have to look out for on the field in general with what he's proven here today. Ivanov is absolutely manhandled in the backfield by 3 black jerseys.
That's
and
Falby.
A couple of the guys going to rock the baby, another home run swing.
Well, no, sorry, that's Washington. That's Daxon. Unfortunately, I believe there was also an injury on the play.
Oh, my goodness. And it's the backup quarterback, Ivanov, who is down on the field. So we'll step aside. Injury timeout. We'll be back after this.
What's going on, everybody? It's Marcus Pyers, wide receiver tight end for the Reading Raptors. We're here today at the Philly Pretzel Factory with Amy. Amy's the owner and operator of the Philly Pretzel Factory here in Muhlenberg. Today we're doing a promotional style event, trying to get people to come buy some pretzels as well as get some game day tickets. And maybe Amy can kind of, explain to us what she means by that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are super excited to be partnering with the Reading Raptors this season to support the team and also support our fans by making it available or making an opportunity available for you to earn some free tickets and come to the games because you have a chance to win my shirt here. We will be throwing them into the field at every home game, and this could be yours.
So we're waiting for the little rivet bites, the pretzel bites, to come out of the oven, and we're going to take them over here, and we're going to break them apart, obviously because they stay together in the oven. So I have my little regular gloves on to touch food and whatnot, but I was told I got to put my heat gloves on, so I got them on. We're going to wait for them to pop out, and we're going to break them apart. All right, here comes my man Daryl, super hot right here, bang! Push them out, let's go break them up.
Out of a timeout. Baskerville, who has seen action at the quarterback spot this season,
Now he's going out wide.
is back on the football field and going out wide.
Now, so it is
Top of
going to
your
be
screen.
Bowman. Bowman, number
Momentarily.
10.
Bowman is back under center, and this time he'll actually set up in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Pitch pass to Glow, and it's intercepted. Miscommunication.
That's Williams. That's Karan Williams. So he now has a pick six and a scoop and score.
Unbelievable.
And we're talking who's going to be our player of the game, and now we got 2 defensive touchdowns to go with Gooden's 3 offensive touchdowns.
Bring the whole defense up here, I tell you.
What a performance. I'm not sure what was happening on that play.
There? I don't know either. It looked like a pitch play to Glow, and I tell you what, Glow didn't even stop in the backfield and turn and look at that.
He didn't turn and look.
Running.
No.
Like almost like he was trying to block.
So Karan Williams just, man.
Right place, right time for Karan
What
Williams.
a performance.
He's a monster. Don't want to mess with him.
No. Reading high grad, doing big things for his hometown, Reading Raptors. Phenomenal. Reading now up 45-0, ushering players in left and right.
See if Aponic can get back on track here. That's a jump on the left side.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to throw a flag or not.
Hold it yet again and try to make something out of nothing.
He is still trying to make things happen, but London Williams is all over him, able to eventually bring him down.
It looked like there was some movement on the left side of the line, but it's going to go as another missed opportunity as far as the PAT goes. So we'll step aside, talk things over. Be back after this.
Get a full-service oil change in about 15 minutes at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Choose from a wide range of maintenance services, including a free 18-point maintenance check. Visit us online to find a Valvoline Instant Oil Change near you.
Out of a timeout. 45-0 your score. It's been a fun day here if you're a Reading fan.
Some vindication after the last few weeks, some close losses. Started the season 2-0, dropped 4.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. And trying to get back in the win column against a weaker opponent, no matter who you play, you got to play who's on your schedule. And so far, so good, not only on the scoreboard, but really the execution overall.
Yeah. Can't do too many wrong things if you're Reading, but one of them has been the kickoff coverage. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here because I know they've been rotating guys in and out here as they built the lead up. Hopefully coverage doesn't take a hit. And then Ponick, maybe don't kick it to number 4.
It's a chip shot, and it's fielded by Green. And he's still on his feet, working laterally, and he's brought down at the 36-yard line.
A host of Raptors in there once again. Number 80, DeMarco Armstrong. Number 20, Elian Solomon. And the Raptors defense will go back to work, already contributing in big ways tonight. 2 defensive touchdowns by Karan Williams. Also had the pick 6 to start things off by Karif Hakeem. So we've got 3 defensive touchdowns.
I mean, Washington has been a monster off the edge, too.
All over the place. And we've got a quarterback change again. Coming back on the field is Carmine amongst Ivanov, number 17.
Well, Ivanov, who got absolutely hammered on that last possession.
Seems to be okay. Looks like he had been favoring his shoulder, but everything checks out, and he's back in the game. Looks like they'll be shifting Bowman back outside. See what Ivanov can do under center.
Another long huddle here as they break. Well, Ivanov in the shotgun. Glow to his right.
Trips to our side.
Ivanov takes the snap. Lost the handle. Ball's on the deck. Falby picks it up.
Falby has it.
He's headed towards the end zone.
He's going to go all the way.
And he's in.
Falby gets it.
He's tackled in the end zone after the play.
It doesn't matter in the end.
That's got to be a penalty. He was literally 5 yards in the end zone, and he gets mauled from behind.
4 defensive touchdowns for the Raptors. Falby, who we didn't get to call his name in the first half, shows up at halftime and is like, hey, I'm ready to play. And he gets a second consecutive defensive touchdown for the Raptors. Karan Williams picked off the pass last series. Now Falby, strip sack.
Well, the Mid-Penn Knights had their worst loss of the season last week, 50-0. Right now it's 51-0. Raptors lead in the third quarter.
Last week it was at the Tri-County Panthers, 50-0. And the Mid-Penn Knights are really struggling.
Burgess, a late substitution, running onto the field. Aponic set for yet another extra point. The last 2 haven't gone as planned.
No, he hasn't even got to attempt the kick the last 2 tries.
The kick is up, and it's nowhere near close. No good.
So Raptors still have work to do on special teams.
Work to do, to say the least. That's another terrible opportunity there to not take advantage of.
I don't know. You can't play defense any better than they've scored 4 touchdowns on the defensive side of the ball.
But hey, the PATs have to get worked out a little bit.
They do, yeah, absolutely. They've definitely got to refine that as the Raptors get closer and closer to possibly clinching a playoff spot with their final game next week at home here against the Cumberland County Bullies.
8:08 to play in the third. 51-0 your score. We'll step aside. Be right back after this.
Get a full-service oil change in about 15 minutes at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Choose from a wide range of maintenance services, including a free 18-point maintenance check. Visit us online to find a Valvoline Instant Oil Change near you.
Out of a timeout. 8:08 here in the third. Talked about avoiding the injury. So far, so good.
Yeah, well, we saw it was really the offensive players. Default still trying to stretch out, missing some running backs. Gooden's had a big night, but there's not a lot of depth behind him at the moment with Hernandez going out earlier, not having Shockley. But the offense hasn't had to do much this second half. The defense has been scoring on their own, giving some guys some rest.
That's a boom of a kick, and it's going to trickle into the end zone for a touchback. Default looks like he's working out that quad on the near sideline.
And obviously I don't think you need him right now. So if he's feeling tightness at all, I think you probably sit him. We'll see what happens when the Raptors finally get back out on offense. But we're going to see defense here. Can we get a third straight defensive score on this series here? We have Williams with the pick 6, then Falby with the scoop and score on the last 2 Mid-Penn Knight possessions, which have led to 12 points for the Raptors.
Injury timeout. We'll step aside. Be right back after this.
Last time, and they had the Princeton lacrosse game over, and our quality was better than the Princeton Penn game. And I was like, no, they must have hired.
He's like carrying their team. He's dying.
Out of a timeout, 8:08 to play in the third.
Well, unfortunately,
51-0.
more bad news for the Mid-Penn Knights. Number 4, Kavan Hope, went off injured. Looks like maybe just a cramping. Hopefully he is able to recover. He's been playing all 3 phases for the Knights. As Carmine
Loads up, goes deep, and it's incomplete.
Again, 2 Raptors there trying to make the play, including number 30, Zamir Johnson. Almost deflected it back into the hands of former Knights quarterback Bowman, number 10.
Well, I don't know what Bowman did to upset the coaching staff, but clearly something's up.
Well, he's now shaken up. Bowman is off on the sideline. I don't know if he came down hard on that attempted reception, but he looks like he needs a break for a moment.
Well, Ivanov is still in at the quarterback spot, and Glow is in the backfield with Hope off the field with the cramping of the right leg.
Isaiah White, number 7, checks in as well. Eight minutes to play in the third quarter. Reading leads this one 51-0. Raptors defense scoring 4 touchdowns this evening.
Yes, I don't know if you saw that clip last week of me singing M's in my bank account. People were mentioning that a lot on social media.
A hot mic moment.
Hot mic moment.
Oh,
I'm all about vibes, though. You know that.
That's right.
That's not good, though. It's not a good vibes for Carmine.
No, and the Raptors
to the backfield. The Raptors fall on it.
Raptors have it. He went to throw, and the receiver wasn't ready, so he had to bring it back down, and the ball is then recovered by the Raptors. Holding the ball is number 2, Brian Sutton. But again, there were 3 or 4 Raptors making that play, hitting Ivanov.
They're all in on the play.
So Raptors offense should be taking over here. Haven't seen or heard from them in a little bit. I believe we're going to get our first sighting of the Marcus Pyers, number 14 on the field.
That Pyers is out there, considering he's been off the field all game long.
Yeah,
don't know if that's for injury.
Don't know the reason behind that. You would think if it was injury, they wouldn't put him in there now.
Maybe he's just tired.
Yeah, but it's Roberson and Pyers, twins left, with Rankin Default on the right.
White, another clean pocket. He'll fire towards the near sideline. It's caught by Default. He jogs into the end zone, and it's a Raptors touchdown.
So White connects with Default again, extends Reading's lead to 57-0. You got to think that this goes back on the Raptors not having a lot of running back depth at the moment. Blanco was in there to pass set, but I don't know how much more Gooden we're going to see in this game.
No, I don't either.
He is the holder, though.
Indeed,
so his job is not done. And he's been called on a lot recently on some bad snaps and broken plays on the extra point. It's time for Aponic to redeem himself. Hopefully we get a good snap.
Brandon, behind the scenes, our director, showed me a text message just a minute ago. It told me, as the extra point is missed, oh, Lord, if Gooden scores his 4th rushing touchdown, that would be the all-time leader for rushing touchdowns in a game.
For the Reading Raptors.
League history.
League history. Okay, well. Yeah, you don't want to advocate for running up the score. You don't
this
like
kind
to
of reminds
see,
me of the whole Saquon thing in the Eagles season.
Right, yeah. Where do you go? So we'll see what happens when Reading gets back on offense, if Gooden's even out there. First up, we're going to have kickoff. The PAT was no good again, so keep harping on it. When you're up 57-0, you probably think everything's going okay. But for the Raptors to
if it's a close game, that obviously comes up.
Right, it would be huge right now. So they need to clean that up. Better PAT. The attempts have been poor. Blocking, snapping, just not there. And then the kickoff coverage.
Of course.
So we'll see what they can do here. Mid-Penn is, of course, I think going to be missing Hope. Number 4 has been their best athlete on the field tonight. He came up last and was not able to go. And he is on the bench. Looks like nursing a lower body injury.
Looks like Hill is going to be one of the return men for the Mid-Penn Knights.
Isaiah White is back there as well.
Yeah, White's back there. Almost looks like the numbers are orange highlighter-esque for this Mid-Penn Knights team.
Yep.
Aponic set to kick off. 57-0. It's an onside kick or a little pooch. Called a squib, if you may.
Yeah, I think they're just wanting to their kickoff coverage hasn't been great, so I don't think they were attempting to recover that one. I think they just wanted to kick it to a spot that maybe wouldn't allow them for a big return, but ends up going out of bounds.
I would agree with that. So the Knights will get possession back. Ball is marked at the 39-yard line of Mid-Penn. And there's a flag on the play. That's obviously because the ball was kicked out of bounds.
Free kick out of bounds
on the
kicking
attempt.
team, number 40. That'll be 5 yards from where it went out of bounds.
So that'll
First
move
down.
the ball. Should be 10 yards up, or looks like
5 yards from where it went out, yeah.
You got it. So that will be marked now at the 44-yard line.
Falby trotting back out there for defense. Crown Williams still out there, as well as Arthur Perrone at safety. Karif Hakeem. All out rush. Oh, he just got wrecked.
Deep down the field, it's incomplete. Man, he has no regard for human life on those deep balls. I tell you, he just loads up and he wants it all. I got to give him credit for that.
Yeah, Ivanov got smoked. I think he's saying he wants a helmet to helmet.
Hammered after the play?
No, during the play. I think
play.
he took a helmet, or he's saying he took a helmet to helmet on the hit, and he definitely got leveled.
And he threw that in a double coverage, and he's actually going to come off the field now after he lost his helmet. And that means Bowman is going to come back into the ball game. Hill, number 22, is going to jog off.
Left the series with a minor aggravation the last time, so now Bowman is back.
I tell you what, Ivanov, you got to give him credit. He's been taking a beating there at the backfield, in the backfield, I should say.
No hope still. He's over on the sideline. Doesn't look like he has his helmet. I'm not sure we're going to see him the rest of the game. So it's Glow in the backfield with Bowman at quarterback.
Looks like Green's in the backfield as well, and he gets excuse me, that's not Green.
I think
the wrong number here. It looks like Brown, and he gets the carry on first, or excuse me, second. That's going to bring up a third down. So third down, and I'd say about 12.
3rd and 10. It looks like they gave him a few yards. Is
that one of the fans down there wearing a Justin Jefferson jersey? Looks to me like a Justin Jefferson jersey.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson sighting.
Not the real Justin Jefferson.
Jay Jettis.
Clock continues to wind. Under 6 to play in the third.
Mid-Penn may need to take another timeout. Looks like they may be missing a player. Confused on the call. Interesting alignment they have
there's
going
J-Jeff.
here.
There he is.
Yeah, we got a timeout. Yep. Got the Justin Jefferson fan here. To get another nice crowd here at Don Thomas.
Timeout on the field. 5:03 to play in the third.
Get a full-service oil change in about 15 minutes at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Choose from a wide range of maintenance services, including a free 18-point maintenance check. Visit us online to find a Valvoline Instant Oil Change near you.
Out of a timeout, Bowman remains in the game at quarterback. Brown remains the tailback, number 41.
Isaiah White jogs onto the field now, flanks
Yeah,
Bowman.
he's in the backfield.
Got Twins
Look at
right
that stacked
tight.
box by the Raptors. They're bringing everybody.
And
Now
they
they
don't-
back off. Bowman has some time finally, fires, and it's incomplete.
Burgess had the pressure, forced the throw from Bowman.
He was looking for Harris, who wasn't able to hang on. That's going to bring up a 4th down and long.
There are just not a lot of bodies over there on that mid-Penn sideline. I think they started the game with low to mid-20s. They got a roster of close to 60 guys.
100% agree.
Unfortunate that not everyone was able to make it for the game today. And now you got guys playing not only 2 ways, 3 ways. They're playing special teams too. And now their best athlete that we've seen tonight, Hope, has not been able to go.
Do you get paid extra for playing 3 sides of the ball?
I'm pretty sure they double and triple it. So because
Yeah, that would make, if you're playing a numbers game, that would make sense.
triple zero, you know, you're getting
Add 3 extra zeros to the salary.
to the zero.
Bowman, back to pass, flushed out.
Falby
pointing,
chasing.
pumping, throwing, intercepted.
Up. That's Yogi Wilkerson, the linebacker for the Raptors, number 5. Another turnover. Raptors offense coming back on the field. Remember, all these guys here, they're playing for the love of the game.
Sure.
There's no paycheck involved in this.
You know what's fun about the love of the game? Winning. 57-0. That's part of the fun of the game.
And we are being told that Reading offense will be handing the ball off to Alex Gooden on this drive here, seeing what he can do.
Well, Gooden's a monster, so we expect nothing less but the best out of number 18. White remains in at quarterback. Expect that to continue for the rest of the game as Charlie Maddox stands by himself on the near sideline. Screen pass is on. And
That's
it's complete.
Rank.
And running with the football is Rank.
And
Still
he breaks
running.
free.
Inside the 10. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Reading.
A quick, like you said, quick screen pass out wide to Rank. And he breaks a few tackles and goes all the way to the end zone. Another touchdown. Reading's up 63-0. And they didn't go right to Gooden on that one. Thought they would look to hand it off to him, get him some more yards. Like we said, record chasing right now. But no, they go with the quick pass. It goes to Rank, and he does the rest.
I'm looking for a Ponick right now, and I see him on the sideline. So it looks like the Raptors are going to go for 2. Then, considering how the PATs have been going today, I can't blame Coach Cooper.
Right. At this point, might as well work on your offensive play calls, 2-point play calls for when the game might need it, which we've seen already this season. The last 2 home games came down to the final possessions.
The wind looks pretty intense down there, too. The goalpost is shaking. Trees in the distance shaking as well.
Gooden is flanking White in the backfield. Pyers goes in motion.
White in the gun. Takes the snap. Looking for a pitch play. Goes back the other way to Pyers, and Pyers is in for the 2-point conversion. I'm not sure if that was the play, but maybe.
It worked.
Yeah, it worked. It looks like it was if it was the play, it was a great fake pitch there by White because it looked like everybody on the line on both sides were moving one way. Pirates comes back the other.
Yep,
a little
almost
Travis Kelce-esque.
Almost kind of like a shovel. It worked out well, but you can see the wind's really whipping here at Don Thomas with the Raptors up big, 65-0.
3:07 to play in the third. Let's fire out some sponsors for you guys.
All right, today's game is presented by Just Chimneys and Stucco Remediation, TJ's Suds and Shine Mobile Wash, Kemp Disposal Company, Sly Fox Tavern, Vicky's Kitchen, Valvoline, Darkside Vinyl Graphics, Philadelphia Pretzel Factory of Muhlenberg, and Mike Baker Social Media Marketing.
Aponic will be back on the field to kick things off. Shout out to the fans who have come out here this afternoon at Don Thomas Stadium. Why not? You know, if you're a lover of football, beautiful weather, close to home, right? It's not that far away for most of the folks here. 2-3 hour game. You're back home before dinner. You want to go out and enjoy your Saturday night with a couple of adult beverages. You might, consider doing that. Why not?
And it is Dirty Hands Night here at Don Thomas, honoring the township and municipal workers from around Berks County. Appreciate all the work they do.
Appreciate the sponsors as well. Wouldn't be able to do this without them. As White takes one off the visor, picks up the ball, then doesn't, and I do believe
Mid-Penn recovered.
He just took a kickoff off the face, am I right?
I think it bounced into his face. Couldn't quite corral it.
No, that's never fun.
No, it is not.
Well, White shaken up on the play, number 7.
Yeah, well, there was a little bit of a scrum there trying to get the ball that was fumbled and kind of bounced around, but he seems to be okay. Who's going to be a quarterback for Mid-Penn now? We're going Bowman or we're going Ivanov?
Play rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and the winner gets to decide.
It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 30 for the Knights.
This looks like a Madden score right now. 65-0.
With 4 defensive touchdowns.
In the third quarter?
Not all were in the third quarter. But, yeah, you're right. It does. Started the game with a defensive touchdown. The pick six. That feels like forever ago at this point.
Really does. All right, so Knights are back on the field. It looks like Baskerville is going to be in at quarterback.
It is. Yes, it is number
Brown
8.
To his left. Baskerville, first snap he takes under center, or I should say in the backfield, is a direct snap, and he will rush forward and pick up about 2 yards on the play.
I believe that was Andrew Perrone on the tackle. He was hit and wrapped up by a bunch of Raptors, but Perrone finished him off. Gained a few yards.
My guy Noah over there working the camera. Shout out to him. He has no idea we're talking about him. He's just over there vibing.
Just having fun.
Look at him.
There, yeah.
Nice.
Good job there today.
Baskerville back to pass. Floats one into the flank, and it's incomplete. I should say the flat. There's no such thing as a flank, is there?
Flank? No, not usually a flank.
There's not a
flanker.
Flanker.
But the flat.
Flat is what I meant to say, yeah.
So the Raptors have continued to rotate guys in on defense. Brandon Foss seems to be done, as is Daxton Washington. Doesn't have his helmet with him anymore. Kind of were buoyed by the return of Nori Falby here, who already has a touchdown from his defensive line spot here in the second half.
Last year. my first game here, I remember being down the field, and I just saw Falby, and I'm like, man, that guy's a monster.
Big
And
time.
He's been a mainstay for the last couple seasons. Baskerville.
Oh,
hit from
Sutton
behind.
gets
Ball
the
pops
strip sack.
out, and
The ball's
still loose. There's a penalty marker down on the field.
I believe Matthew Default has recovered the fumble. There is a flag on the play.
Yeah, we'll have to check the flag.
I believe number 2, Brian Sutton, is the one that hit him for the strip sack.
It looks like the Knights' offensive line's walking off the field, so
It may have been a holding penalty.
Right. I'd assume it's going to be Raptors football. Well,
So
there's one guy you feel for a little bit if you're a Raptors fan, and that's Charlie Maddox. Continue to see him down on the sideline, not really talking to too many people, by himself a lot. I don't know if he's banged up, frustrated he's not playing in this game.
There is no foul for holding on the offense.
65-0.
The ball's going to be turned over. It's going to be first down ready.
all right.
Here with the penalty. I mean, the penalty was definitely against the Knights. Can't really do
They
what the ref
ended up waving it off, saying there wasn't a penalty. But Brian Sutton, number 2 for the Raptors, gets the strip sack, and then Matthew Default, number 0, with the recovery. So Raptors offense getting another chance and a good opportunity here. We'll see if it happens.
Well, we'll have to wait until the fourth quarter. Time expires here in the third. We'll step aside. See you for fourth quarter action. How many points are the Raptors going to score here tonight? Fourth quarter action starts now. The give is to Gooden. He finds some running room. Still on his feet. Is this the one to break the record? No, not yet. It's inside the 10, however.
He gave it a good
down
run.
To 6. Close.
He wanted the face mask call, not going to get it. Remember, Gooden normally wearing number 22, runs so tough that he's destroyed both his black and white jerseys.
I don't think anybody wants to step in front of Gooden if they're wearing a white jersey here today.
He's a one-man highlight reel. When he gets going, he can make people miss. He's not afraid to initiate contact. And right here, he's on the cusp of setting a new record.
4 wide receiver set. White takes the snap, hands to Gooden, charges forward, and he's brought down from behind, shy of the goal line.
About the 2-yard line, so very close.
Here comes Burgess into the game. Looks like he'll come in for an extra blocker because White is actually going to jog off the field. So it looks like it's going to be a direct snap to Gooden possibly. Gooden now coming towards the sideline, takes the gloves off.
Oh, maybe we got a little trickeration coming up here.
Oh, we shall see. And he has the play from Coach Cooper. And Gooden now back to the huddle.
So Burgess in there now to assume we would think a blocking role. Pires is out there. Alexi is your center tonight, number 72.
Yeah,
been a
Burgess
mainstay.
Also out there. Gooden takes a snap, charges to the left side, up the field, and into the
He's
end
in
zone
there.
for a touchdown, but a penalty
Oh.
marker is thrown.
Flag comes in. You've got to think that's probably holding or an illegal block.
We'll check the penalty.
During the play, holding Number 61 on the offense.
Indeed, it is holding.
That'll be 10 yards from
Burgess
the previous
off
spot.
the field.
We're going
White
to replay
back
second
onto
down.
the field. And it's going to be a 10-yard penalty. So the ball is now officially marked at the 18-yard line. It's second down and goal from the 18. White in the game at the quarterback spot. That changes things now with the penalty, obviously. Pyre's still in. Smythe in as well. Rank to the left. White takes the snap. Charges to the right side. Makes a couple of men miss. Spins his way down towards the 10. And it's going to be a pickup of about 8 on the play. Not a bad run for Tanner White.
So 3rd and 10, third and goal from the 10 now. A few more opportunities. Could be 2-down territory as we've seen the kicking game struggle here this evening. Despite the 65-0 lead for the Reading Raptors.
That is true. White takes the snap, hands off to Gooden. Gooden charges forward.
He's going to
Makes
get
a
in.
man miss, and he's into the end zone for his 4th rushing touchdown of the game. With that touchdown, Gooden has set the all-time record for rushing touchdowns in a game in this league, and I got to tell you, he's fired up about it. You couldn't tell, though, if you look at him with his stern marks on his face. But I tell you what, he's a very impressive player for obvious reasons.
Not only is he a great football player, he's also a coach.
Really?
Yeah, he is the offensive coordinator, I believe, for his alma mater, Octorara.
White throws to the end zone. It's caught for a 2-point conversion, and that's Rank. So 2 more points, or excuse me.
No, that
that's not
actually
Rank.
was,
That's not
that's
Rank.
Weaver,
That's
Tyler Weaver.
Tyler Weaver. So he gets his name in the stat sheet.
Congratulations to number 86, Tyler Weaver, connecting on that 2-point play. Always great to get everyone involved.
73-0.
I knew the Knights were struggling coming in. I certainly didn't see this outburst, but when you're able to put up 4 defensive touchdowns and the offense, I mean, look, there was that one interception as the Raptors were going in to score before halftime, but other than that, the Raptors haven't done much wrong. So this one will feel good, getting them back in the win column, setting up for a pretty big game next week against the Cumberland County Bullies, the defending champs, entering this weekend of play. Cumberland County is 2-3, and in the 3rd spot in the American Conference. Raptors on the 4th line in the National Conference, clinging to a playoff spot, as we talked about pregame. But with the win here, Raptors inch closer and closer to clinching a spot in minor league playoffs for the NEAFL.
Aponic kicks off. Hope has it go right through his hands. He fields it at the 11, and we'll see what he can do with it. Not a lot.
Good to see him back in there, although got an awkward hit there at the end. Hopefully he's okay.
Injury timeout. We'll step aside and be back to Don Thomas Stadium right after this. Out of a timeout, Raptors lead 73-0.
Hope was able to walk off the field on his own power. Seems to be okay.
Yeah, thankfully for him. He's taken a beating so far here today, so it's good to see him be able to get up under his own power.
Great three-way athlete here for the Knights. Bummed to see him beat up a little bit coming off the field again, but looks like he's going to be okay. The trainers are checking him out right now. But it looks like Baskerville will be the quarterback. He's sending his players around, having Hill move out wide. In the backfield will be Glow with Baskerville.
Yeah, it's been a circle of greatness in the background or the backfield so far here today. And short pickup there for Glow, as the clock is now, to say the least, the friends of the Raptors.
Defensive leader David Burgess on the tackle there. Like he may be playing some defensive line here as the Raptors rotate some guys in. Clock keeps moving here as the Raptors are up 73-0. Baskerville directing his teammates out wide.
Yeah, doesn't have a lot of game under his belt from a quarterback standpoint so far today. He's bottled up in the backfield immediately.
4 or 5 different Raptors again all over him, including Paul Henry, Brooklyn Wells. We may have another injury this time. Looks like it might be Glow, slow to get up.
Slow to get up, but he'll stay in the game. Or at least walk off under his own he's going to walk off under his own power. So
not a lot of resistance from the mid-Penn offensive line right now. The Raptors, even with rotational guys in there, are just blowing right through and stopping plays before they even have a chance to get started.
Well, you know, what do you think if you're an offensive line or any skill player when you have 3 quarterbacks coming into the game? Obviously, the communication's way different, not only in a season, but just 4 quarters in general of one game. You have 3 different voices in the huddle.
I honestly was impressed here by Baskerville. He seems to know what's going on. He's telling his guys what to do, set him up. Not that Bowman or Ivanov weren't doing that, but they weren't as animated, directing him where to go. Baskerville seems to know what's happening. I'd be interested to see what would happen if he gets a start. You know, maybe they've already done that this year, but you can see him. He's just telling everyone what to do. He knows what everyone is supposed to be doing.
Burnett as a tailback now into the slot on the near sideline.
Yeah, they're in empty.
There with the light yellow jersey. And Baskerville will fire to the far sideline, and it's caught.
Number 15.
Making the play there is number 15, Harris. So Harris has had a couple of targets today. Not much to show for it outside of the scoreboard itself, but as far as the receptions go.
About halfway through the 4th quarter. Facing a 4th and long. Knights need to pick up something.
It's going to be 4th down and 8.
Some Wyomissing grads in the middle of the Raptors defense right now. Brandon Foss, Steve Alexi. Flanked by Matthew Default, Muhlenberg. Brooklyn Wells is still in there at linebacker number 7. Zamir Johnson's the corner closest to us here on the home sideline.
Baskerville, back to pass. Steps up, off his back foot, fires and finds White. He turns the corner on the near sideline. Off the football.
Pops it up.
And the Raptors are on it.
And it is Brooklyn Wells with the recovery. You thought it was set up for an interception by Perrone. It went right through his hands. Andrew Perrone had the pick, But great hustle. I missed who caused the fumble, but it was recovered by Brooklyn Wells, number 7.
Well,
Textbook way to pop the ball out.
It is, especially
He chased him down, grabbed the top of the shoulder pads, and then came right down on the football, coughing it up.
Raptors will get possession of the football at the 43-yard line.
We're not going to see Pyers on this series. He is done. It looks like he's got a hat on the sideline. Roberson also done. Rank done. So getting as many different players playing time here as possible. Tanner White's still in the game because my guess is Charlie Maddox is resting for an injury. I think there's a chance you could have seen him in here this game with the way it got out of hand so quickly. So Tanner White's going to go the whole way. A nice pickup here on first down by Keon Blanco.
And why not, right? 4th string running back, and Blanco has another healthy pickup.
Yeah, we're not seeing Gooden anymore. Shockley's out injured. We saw Hernandez leave with an injury as well after he had a nice run. Rank looks to be done. So here we are with Blanco making the most of it. Although I do see 23 Hernandez is back in there. So looks like he's good to go after his earlier injury in the first half.
White hands off to Blanco yet again, has a hole up the gut, and he's brought down as he crosses the 40-yard line.
Tough north-south runner for Blanco, getting some carries here. Joe Colazzo, 24, is in there. Got Tyler Weaver, number 86, who caught the 2-point play earlier, also getting some offensive play time. Brandon Foss going both ways out there as well.
Yeah, it's good to see multiple guys get an opportunity out there.
DeMarco
today.
Armstrong playing a lot on special teams. He's out there on offense now.
White hands to Blanco. He's met by a brick wall.
He's gained about a yard.
Niger Owens in on the stop. Is that Rick Ross they're playing? Sounds like Rick Ross to me. Third down for the Raptors. And
he was down. That should be a whistle, yeah.
Indeed he was. That
so
was Rodriguez. Or not Rodriguez. That was
Hernandez, yep.
Excuse me.
Raptors have a nice depth chart. Good runners here.
We know guys that we haven't seen a lot this year get opportunity, too.
Yeah, Gooden and Shockley are usually the 1-2. But with Gooden being so successful tonight and Shockley being injured, seeing these guys get a chance is great. And Hernandez and Blanco look good. Now, here, 4th and short. What are you going to do?
Offense stays on the field. 4th and short. And they give to Blanco. Blanco up the gut, and he's going to drop just shy of the 20-yard line.
Great job by the athletic training staff here tonight. A couple
of
people
their
banged up.
Worth.
Yeah. So it's nice to have them here, putting their time in.
Blanco with another carry.
Yeah. Audrey Dickman is the Exeter head athletic trainer. I know she's got Bailey Bodine here from Alvernia. So those ladies getting called on a lot tonight, doing a great job, making sure everyone's healthy.
100%. That's the biggest thing here in the second half, right? Not too many injuries, we hope, moving forward.
At least nothing that's long term.
Correct.
There's going to always be bumps and bruises. So Blanco and Hernandez here
It
trying to
looks
get
like
into the
Hernandez
end
again
zone.
has
Hernandez,
that hamstring pulled.
he's saying he wants one more try. He wants to get into the end zone in the worst way.
As we near the 1 minute mark of the fourth quarter.
So
Blanco and Hernandez.
both in there.
Who's it going to be?
I think they're going with Hernandez.
White takes the snap, hands to Hernandez, charges upfield, and he's into the end
And
zone.
that's
not
what he
to
wanted.
be denied. I think he just pulled an Odell Beckham Jr.
I think you're right. And he's limping. He wanted that one, but he's got a soft tissue injury that needs to be addressed.
Yes. Well, that's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I've never seen a player be shaken up with an injury so badly for this long of a time, come back into the game with a clear injury, and then do a couple of sellies like that. Time expires here at Don Thomas Stadium, and what a way to end the game. 79-0, your final score here tonight at Don Thomas Stadium. Shout out to the fans who have come out in support of the Raptors. Max Kretzel, Joe Mays on the call, and we will have a post-game wrap-up and hopefully a player of the game interview. Joe, before we send it to break, final thoughts?
Yeah, well, there's not a lot to say in a game like this. You're going to take away the positive for the Raptors. They look good offensively. They look good defensively. Turnovers, big plays. Still had some penalties, not as bad as last week. But overall, they got the job done. Back in the win column, trying to reinforce their attempt to make the playoffs. This is one step closer. They got another one coming up next week, and we'll see. Our player of the game, sponsored by Just Chimneys and Stucco Remediation, is, of course, our man, number 18 tonight, Alexander Gooden.
Monster of the game for Gooden, 4 rushing touchdowns, and we hope to have him up here in the booth for a post-game interview after this. Stay with us, everyone. Welcome back to Don Thomas Stadium, everyone, and welcome into the broadcast booth. Max Kretzul, Joe Mays, our play of the game. Karan Williams, well, one of them. A lot to pick from today.
Yeah.
Obviously.
A lot of options.
Right, exactly. Last couple weeks have been tough. We know that. Today, coming out and putting up a 79-point mark and shutting out an opponent has to feel pretty good. How are you feeling after your performance?
I feel great. I know, first I want to thank God, but,
yeah.
We've been working for this all year. Every game been close that we played, lost a lot of heartbreaking games, and just that frustration to build up the last 4 weeks. And it's not just me, it's everyone else on the field. Do our jobs, and the plays end up where they end at, and I'm glad I could finish it, but I give credit to everyone else on the field too.
Awesome.
Your name is one that came up often leading up to our home openers, and we said your name a bunch the last 2 weeks, and then tonight you burst through in a big way. Not one, but 2 defensive touchdowns. It's always amazing to get in the end zone as a defensive player. Which one do you like better, though? You like the scoop and score, or you like the pick six?
I like the pick six because I missed out on the one against who played the Owls. Everyone said I was slow and didn't score, so I had to make up for that game. But again, just credit to everyone else on the field. We've been trying to get a score on defense for weeks. So to be able to do it today, not just me, but everyone else too that scored, feels amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of my next question, and I'll wrap it up and throw one back to you. But like the defense as a whole today, from the line to the linebackers to the secondary, I mean, everything just seemed to click on all cylinders. It has been for the most part. I know you guys have leaned on the defense. Offensive has had their growing pains. But just talk about the defense as a whole and how well they've been playing over the last few weeks as the season has progressed.
I mean, most of it's in practice. Practice more as the season goes on. We get better game day. So just talking more in practice, on going over film. Like a lot of games, one small thing led to big plays. Like last week, gave up a 65-yard touchdown run that. If that didn't happen, you could have probably won the game. So
right.
just following up on those small details and executing them to a high level leads us to a performance like today.
Sweet.
We've been hyping you up on your defense, up on the ball every night, every game leading into it. Besides yourself, who's a big-time leader on the defense? Who's the one that gets you guys ready to go each and every week?
I would say since I joined the Raptors, it's always been Brooklyn. He got the C on his chest. I don't know how he got it there. He might have stitched it. He might have paid for it. But he's been a stalwart to the defense since I've been on the team for 2021. He won championships years before I got the team indoors and just carried the same intensity and attention to details outdoors. So he gets us all together when we need it.
Big-time leader. Well, It was really fun to watch you guys play tonight. Awesome all-around effort, offense, defense, special teams really clicking. Congratulations, 2 touchdowns in one game.
That was awesome, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We'll have Alexander Good to join us momentarily. We'll send it a break and be right back after this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, great game. Good luck next week.
Appreciate it.
We'll be back right here.
Hopefully.
Welcome back to Don Thomas Stadium, everyone. Max Kretzul, Joe Mays, Alexander Gooden, another one of our players of the game. First things first, appreciate you joining us in the booth. I know you guys have a lot going on post-game, on and off the field. But let's talk about you specifically on the field. 4 rushing touchdowns. My question was, honestly, we've been watching you for the last few weeks. The hard-nosed mentality, the hard running, it takes 4 or 5 guys to bring you down every time. Where's that mentality come from? Is that how it's always been for you?
Yeah, I would say it's always been like that. Probably since I was little, first years of playing football. I don't necessarily know where it originated from. I'll probably give a tribute to my mom, my dad, just the way they raised me. But yeah, ever since I was little, it was like that. Even in college, that's one thing that my college coaches always say. If there's one guy, we're going. We're going there. That's where we're taking it. 'Cause we know we need at least 2 to get me. So
no doubt.
Well, your tough, hard-nosed style has literally bled into your uniform. You've now torn not only the white and the black. The 22 is falling off. So you're wearing the 18 tonight. It fit you pretty good. Like Max said, 4 touchdowns. I don't know. You might have to hold on to it going forward.
It's possible.
But, I mean, it's all, we hyped up the defense going into it because that unit collectively has been fantastic.
Yeah, they've been playing balls out. lights out this year.
But we're always talking about you before the game as well, because we're always seeing Brandon's highlights of your runs, especially the away game runs that we don't get to see. Just fantastic. Max talked about that hard-nosed, that tough running style. I'm more interested in, you're still playing ball here, but you're also coaching, right?
Yes.
You're
This is
coaching. What's
correct.
it like to coach at your alma mater, I believe, right?
Yeah. So I'm alma mater at Octavera High School. It's probably like 40 minutes south of here. That's where I played my days at when I was playing high school ball. Started coaching there around 2 years ago now. This is going into year 3, the offensive coordinator there. My best friend growing up is also now the new head coach. He's only our second head coach in high school history. But it's great. It's one giving back into the community, the same community that you went through and was raised, and you made all your plays and all that stuff. And now all these same kids that watched me play and things like that, now I get to help them and guide them along the way. Like, I want to make sure that was different in my communities. Like, you guys can go play college ball somewhere. Sure. Like, it's possible. Sure. It's not impossible just from playing from out there. So being able to do that and also give guys guidance on that, like, we can do this, and just giving them the little ropes and stuff like that. But it's fun. It's definitely fun. They send me these plays and stuff like that. They send it back to me and stuff like that.
I was going to ask, do they know about it? Like,
yeah.
Do you talk about it? Do they find out?
I talked about it. We always talked about it. When I first started asking me if I was going to play, I always said no. Then this year I was like, I just did it. So they just found out. I didn't tell them, like, hey, I'm going out and play. I just popped out, and they're like, oh, my gosh, Coach is playing.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's pretty cool to be able to do that on one side and still be able to play here on the other side of things. You got to feel pretty good about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Fun. Well, hey, I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming up and joining us. Heck of a game for you, man.
Thank you.
And keep it rolling, man.
Congratulations
Stay healthy,
on the
biggest
record.
thing. Stay healthy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We'll send it to break. We'll have Coach Ian Cooper coming up next. Stay with us, everyone. Welcome back to Don Thomas Stadium, everyone. Max Gretzula, Joe Mays. Last but not least, Coach Ian Cooper. First things first, Coach. You mentioned it off camera. You're not going to win every single game 79-0, but it felt like everything and every button, I guess, cliche that you pressed tonight worked. Talk about the last 4 quarters that you just went out there with your team on the field and what that was like offensively and defensively. Everything was working.
Yeah, I mean, you have these games where these teams come out and we're a little bit more talented. We were in every game this year, and we put it all together, offense, defense, special teams. We did what we needed to do. We came out, we dominated right from the get-go,
Right.
And we never looked back. Coming out of the half, we had to make sure everyone was focused because this is a new feeling. We haven't dominated a team,
Right.
so we had to make sure they kept that mental edge to come out for the second half and continue what we did for the first half.
Yep.
What was the biggest positive to 79-0? A lot went your way, but what was the one thing you were happy to see this evening?
Just consistency on both sides of the ball. Defense held their own like they've been doing all season. They've been great. Offensively, we had a couple hiccups, but we limited our penalties. We limited our missed blocks and missed plays. We held on to the football. We did what we needed to do. And we grew today. Okay. So we grew on the offensive line. There was a lot of communication, a lot of pointing fingers to try to figure out how we're going to block every play. We went kind of off script this week. We didn't let them look at their wristbands. We said, "Here's the call, go block it." You guys know it. You just have to have that confidence. And in this kind of game, you can work with some things to try to see what the guys really can do.
How about one thing you want to see improvement from this week to next week?
Just staying consistent. Next week is going to be a tougher game. So we got to come out and, again, right from the kickoff, just be consistent, stay focused, and just continue to develop. We're implementing new things every single week, but we have to be able to continue to build each week. And you get that at practice, so guys have to show up to practice so we can learn and develop.
You were up here with me for one of my first games as a broadcaster. Now you're transitioned back into a coaching role. You've been a player. You've done it all here with this Raptors team. What's it been like in this first year as transitioning back into the coaching role as an offensive coordinator and going from, the balancing of two different quarterbacks? Obviously, you rode with Tanner today, had a great game. I know the opponent is who they are. But what has that been like for you? And can you take us in behind the scenes of things like Maddox not playing today, but also getting a good amount of run last week? Are those coaches that you have with other coaches on the team, and how difficult are those conversations?
There are a lot of conversations that the coaches have, trying to figure out what we're going to do and how we're going to script certain things.
Right.
Maddox had an injury last week, and his neck was kind of bothering him during the week. He didn't practice at all Wednesday. He took some snaps on Friday, but it was one of those where it's like, if you don't have to put him in, why risk more of an injury? I wanted to get him in, but things kind of got hectic down there, and we didn't have very many drives in the first half to kind of do the quarterback carousel like we've been doing. But again, if you can try not to get a guy in there, get him hurt, because we got to look forward. This was honestly playoff game number 1.
Right.
We need to win this week, next week, to even focus on the future.
Right.
So we were all focused on this game, and the guys came out. Tanner played a heck of a game, and happy for him because he's there every week, trying hard, asking questions, hitting me up, messages, everything. Like, what can I do to get better?
Definitely, yeah, that's big, and especially as a team leader and your quarterback, that's what you love to see. So appreciate you joining us. Good luck the rest of the way. I know this next couple weeks are going to be crazy, and again, you mentioned it one step at a time, and I hope we're up here again soon. So I appreciate you joining us.
Awesome, thank you.
Coach Cooper, Max Gratzilla, Joe Mays will sign off, and we'll see you 1 week from tonight back here at Don Thomas Stadium, everyone. Have a great week.